Oh, you're rubbish.
Help them go live too.
Okay.
Hey guys.
So where are we live? Are we live on?
Hello.
Are we live on YouTube?
You're going to be in like 1 minute.
Okay.
You're live on Instagram.
Here.
And on Instagram.
Make sure once you go on your Instagram,
turn
pin
my
the
phone
link to your store. Can you walk around and help them do that? We don't know how to do that. Okay.
Where is the link?
So it's just going to be streamily.com/trueblood with a hyphen.
Blood in the house.
Do you want to?
We also have Sam and Steven with us.
Sorry, Mariana. I smell terrible.
Oh. I wouldn't say that.
Thank you.
Okay,
So Steven started a
I'm
live
so worse.
video.
So basically, do you see the option to go live on your Instagram?
He just went live.
I'm live.
Okay, great. So now type the comments streamily.com/trueblood.
Will you help me?
Yes, absolutely.
Hi guys.
How do you do that?
See, they're talking to you. See, they're talking to you right now.
What was that?
Oh my God. Can't really.
What is it, Claire? What is it again? I'm going to type it for him.
Streamily.com/trueblood.
I am.
Backslash, not forward slash.
Hello.
It shouldn't be forward slash.
We do need a reboot. We need a reboot now.
Somebody from Michigan.
Yes.
Hello.
It's
I'm not. No, I'm not Mission.
I know Sal and Terry.
AC 2022-02. Hello.
Streamily.com.
Well, Gnarly Stewart. I know who that is.
Once you type that in the
And
comments,
my lovely
just
friends here.
yeah, and then you hold down on that comment, and it'll say,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
GSA 316.
And then
You love me and Diggy's Maids. That's very
and then
sweet.
I
I just hung out with some of the girls last night.
Is that it?
actually.
Okay, so
Hello,
great. Now I'm going to copy it. I need to
RJ
copy it
Reed.
from my feed as well.
Arden. I'll try
We'll
not
type it
to.
again.
Yeah, that's fine.
So now,
"This is crazy, guys."
Hi, Jane. Hello, Jane.
okay, so now I'm going to leave this. And how do I do mine there?
We are all going
It's
live.
been done since I did this.
Frame it better. Sound good?
Yeah, and I do have my little beauty light.
We're live because we're
Type that in. Are you good?
we're signing autographs right now. So if you want an autograph, special pictures that are only available here, you can do that right now. Oh, thank you. You had a big crush on me. Sweet, I love to hear it. What's up, Brazil? Hello from France.
Where's Krito?
Bonjour.
You guys can see my name. I'm just gonna wait.
I love France. Montana girly. Ah, Sarah Basta in the house.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm at the live.
Okay, so just hit the button and then you're good.
Oh, no, I guess we're trying to figure a way to put the.
Hey.
Yes, so type it in the comments right here. Streamily.com. Is it forward slash or backslash? /trueblood.
.com. Okay.
I really want to
Streamily.com /trueblood. Accessories too.
So, Steven and Sam
And then
are live right
and then
now.
hold down on the
And
comment.
then we've got
To get over a cold.
Mariana, Tara, Rutina, and Jess. And we are all live together.
Okay.
All right, everyone.
Okay.
Right now.
Going live.
On the YouTube.
So I
Claire Bear
typed
1980. Hello.
Okay.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the True Blood cast reunion. Signing. Hi. I'm supposed to be off camera.
Nope.
We're live now on YouTube, guys. So I'm just gonna have this conversation.
You guys can just ignore Steven for a minute. He's just talking to himself. Poor Steven's in New York, Sam's in Miami, and we have the ladies of True Blood right here in Los Angeles, California. Say hello to Kristen Bauer and Mariana
Klaveno.
And
That's
Tara
all right.
Buck. Hi. And Rutina Wesley. And Deborah Ann Wool. Hi. And of course, remotely, Sam Trammell and Stephen Moyer. Hello, everyone.
Hey guys. Hello everybody.
Everyone missed my crying, you guys.
Wow. It'll happen again. It'll happen again.
So, is this the first time you guys have actually connected in a while? I mean, the show was so epic. You spent, almost a decade together, seeing each other almost every day, and then to walk away from something like that is really hard. And is this special to be here in this room together?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Kristen and I can go first, I guess.
Yeah, we can go first because I'm crying again. but always, right, Stephen?
Always crying.
Always crying.
But we do the podcast where I just talk to all these people and cry. So and Deb keeps the thing on the wheels. She keeps us on the right lane.
But yeah, if you don't know about it, it's called Truest Blood. You can find it on any of the platforms. We've spoken to everyone here and everyone there, and more to come. It's just one of the greatest decisions. Janina Gavankar got us to do it. She set the whole thing up. You know her as Luna from the show. And it just means we get to reconnect with everyone and talk about this wonderful time in our lives that I think really meant so much to all of us.
Yeah.
It's really one of the greatest decisions I never made to do it myself.
And you were so fabulous, Stephen. I mean, that was a hard interview to cut down to the time we had allotted because...
That's because Moya never stops talking.
No, it was just every second of it.
And he continues to refer to himself in the third person. That's always strange to cut around. It gets confusing.
So we're going to talk True Blood for the next 20-30 minutes. And after the True Blood panel, the cast is going to sign personalized autographs for whomever would like one. You can go to streamily.com/True Blood, true-blood, to grab a print before they run out. And each of these actors is also live on their Instagram. So after the YouTube panel, cruise around to the Instagrams and say hello. I guess let's start off with this, Stephen. What was your initial reaction when you read the pilot episode of True Blood?
I had decided, I'll try and do this story as fast as I can. I had decided to sort of stop doing pilots because I was so disenchanted by the whole American pilot system.
Amen.
And I had been fired from a pilot on NBC at a table read, which a whole bunch of everybody on that pilot that I was on got fired.
Oh my God.
And I went back to the UK and I said to my manager, I'm never going up for anything in America again. I'm done. I'm happy. I've got a nice career in the UK. And she then, like a week later, said, okay, I trust you. I believe you. Whatever you want. There's one pilot you've got to read. They want to see you for it. And it's by Alan Ball. And I said, okay, it's Alan Ball. Of course I'm going to read that pilot. And I read that pilot and I put myself on tape the next day. I still believe to this day that it's one of the 5 great scripts I've ever read. And there's a couple of reasons for that. It sets up a tonal atmosphere in that 55-minute pilot that sets up a world that I'd never seen before, and does it so authentically and so beautifully with comedy, with sadness, with this kind of this world that is so like our own but completely parallel and different. And I just never experienced anything like it, and I just thought it was wonderful. And when my mum said, "You're going to America to be a vampire," I was like, "Yep, I'm going to go and do it." And she went, "Do you think it's going to work?" And I said, "Yep, it's going to work. It's absolutely brilliant." And I never ever doubted it. I don't know about anybody else, but I never doubted it.
Wow.
Kristen, what about you? What was your first reaction to reading the script, and how did you approach the character?
So I didn't get to read a script because I was
You were crying.
or I was crying too hard.
Because your tears went into the paper.
My tears went into the paper. Or maybe they gave me a script and I'm, not good at doing my homework. But but what happened from what I recall was that, so they had filmed 3 episodes and then went on strike. The writers went on strike. And I was off trying to work doing things overseas because that's all we could do. So I was in the Philippines. And right before I had left, I read for it, but they put together kind of an interesting, odd combination of those Pam one-liners. And they didn't kind of go together, right? And then I had no other information except it was Alan Ball and HBO and Vampire. And I was like, I'm good. I'm in. I'm down. I want to do this. I had read for 6 Feet Under a lot and never booked it. And so I went in and I put on my, like, I just knew that nobody hires this blonde, blue-eyed thing. No one sees that as tough. Ever. So I knew I was up against it to play, like, one of the tougher female characters. So I made up that voice and I put my hand on my hip. Nice. Which I never stopped doing. Right, Stephen? So, and that was a good joke that a recurring joke that Alex, Stephen, and I had. And they're like, we're going again. Put your hand on your hip, Kristen. So I did that. And then 3 weeks later, they called me back and I read again for Alan Ball again. And I was like, why? That means you did something right, but they're unsure. So you probably did something right and something wrong and you won't know what is what. But then I was in the Philippines and they texted me and said, I got it. And because I've been fired so many times and this business is hard, I have a good ability to completely forget every audition pretty much closely after I leave. And so in the Philippines, they said, like, right, you have, it's a self-protection amnesia. And the producer on the movie said, we got to get you back the day after you finish. You have to, I'm going to cry again because, like, this is just good. I'm going to be so dehydrated by the end of this. But, like, remember, Stephen, because that was my first day. I'd come from the Philippines.
Yep.
You know, they texted the producer and said, she got True Blood. And I said, what's that? And they said, she's scrolling. It's HBO Vampires. I was like, oh, right, good. I wanted that. And then I land in Long Beach outside Fantasia, and we're, running down that alley trying to fly. And I've told this on the podcast, so I won't bore everybody. But it was this crazy night of filming where we were exhausted. I didn't know what country I was in. And Anna, at one point, she started laughing, that great big laugh of hers. And I look at her, and she's laughing at me, and she goes, you should see your face. Because I was like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? Yeah, I thought this was a big budget show. It wasn't that night. And we were bonded, for 7 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Who else wants to share their origin story?
I want to hear Sammy's.
Yeah.
Well, I read the script, and it was, at the time, like Steven said, Alan Ball was really hot. Just had 6 Feet Under. He had American Beauty, and it was really the best script that was going around.
Yeah.
And I read it, and I think I wanted to play everybody but Sam. I think I wanted to play a vampire. Then I think I wanted to play Jason. They're like, but somehow I got the role, and then I immediately, before we shot the pilot, or right before we were about to shoot it, I broke my nose surfing. And I had 4 or 5 stitches in my nose, and I'm like, I'm gonna get fired, I'm done. Like, my career's over, like, it's, but it ended up being fine. And it's, Kristen, for what you were saying, I remember my first call time was 3 a.m. Like, day 1 of shooting, they were like, we're going to give you a call. Like, it might be midnight. It might be, we'll call you, And they'll just set the tone for the next 7 years. Like, call it 2 o'clock saying, yeah, you'll be in an hour, or at Warner Brothers. And we shot a scene outside of the exterior of Merlot's, and with Anna. And Rutina, you might have been, I'm not sure if you were there or not, but for sure Anna. But yeah, that was my thing.
That was your origin story. Well, Rutina, were you there?
Yeah.
I can't. No, I feel like. Wait. I feel like my first scene on set was us and Merlot's. Sam, I feel like it was a bar scene. But I have a very interesting story because I replaced an actor, and it was weird for me walking onto a set that was already established and everybody knew everybody, and so I was super nervous, especially to meet Anna and everybody, and I just didn't know. I just didn't know that I belonged. I was fresh out of college. I just had no idea. But I'm gonna cry. I walked on that set and everyone just had their arms open and they were like, "We love you. You're welcome. You're great." So I was able to really get in there and do the things I know I could do without feeling like I had to prove myself. Like everybody just kind of welcomed me. And me and Sam, I remember saying, we really kind of connected right away. Like, I feel like our connection was always strong from day one.
We had a New York thing.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And then Anna was we became kind of really, really, really close very quickly because she just accepted me right where I was and was just happy that I was there. And that means a lot to you. And I think a lot of young actors sometimes, you don't know how much it means to actually walk on a set and feel welcomed and feel like that's where you belong. And I really felt this with True Blood, and I think it's one of and I'm having fun. This is fun. So it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Well, even just putting this event together and seeing how you guys interact, you can tell you truly got along. You were a family. And everybody is just so generous, I would say, is a good word for how I found all the cast members to be with each other and with us. Mariana, what is your sort of origin story with True Blood?
So I was brought in just as a guest star for season 1. And then it was guest star, possibly recurring.
Same. Yeah, right here.
TBD. And I had my first night was a real doozy, Steve, if you remember. It was the scene where I make you, and we were in that cabin on the Disney
On the Disney lot. I'm gonna let you tell the story, because then I'll work out that.
I was lucky that I worked most of all of my scenes were mostly with Steve, and he was just such a lovely, generous scene partner, and was always wanting to take care of me in that way that lovely actors do. He's a brilliant director, and so I always got the benefit of that, of lift up your chin a little bit, and you would sort of always know the little things that most actors don't tell each other because we're too focused on ourselves. But he was always so lovely. Thank you, Steve. I love you. But so it was freezing. I don't know. It was 40 degrees or something, and I'm in a corset. Everybody else is in puffers and around heaters, and I'm in a corset with a prosthetic neck that has a blood rigging thing, and it's my first day, and I'm so scared that I'm gonna screw up. And they put it on too early, and then it was leaky. I don't even remember all of the things that happened, but it was an 18-hour day.
It was 18 hours.
Yeah.
And it was we got there at 6 and we wrapped at midnight.
Yep.
And then
Welcome to the show.
Turnaround. The actors, just in case you don't know, everybody, the actors get a 12-hour turnaround. They asked if they could break our call, which they did. So we got an 11-hour turnaround, I think, and we got back to work that next day. I want to say they called us even earlier than, I think we went back in at about 9 or 10, but we did another 18 hours.
Wow.
And so we started at noon the next day, and we wrapped at 6 a.m., 18 hours, and then we hadn't finished, and they only had the Disney cabin for that day. So at 6 o'clock, we left, and then we went back that night, Mariana.
find those scenes to be some of my favorite. Like I think that the look of it, the feel of it, the different sort of emotional, I don't know, the orchestration of it, I think it really worked. So I guess, it was worth it.
Well, I mean, you two did, aside from the making scene, you did have other pretty famous scenes, the twisting of the head around. So just quickly, before we hop over to Tara, why don't you talk about, some of the more challenging moments or some of the more fun moments with filming?
I will say that scene that you're talking about is so outrageous. He is so angry with her because of something that she's done that he climbs on top of her and starts attacking her, and then ends up, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, he then ends up inside her, and then because he can't bear to look at her, he turns her head the other way around.
It's great. It's so great.
Yeah. So many dates have ended that way. Oddly,
it's crazy.
It's crazy how common that is. I will say that they didn't know how they were going to do that. What was going to work necessarily. So Steve had to do scenes with her, with my dummy.
If anybody's ever seen Boxing Helena, that movie where the actress has the lady has her arms and legs cut off, and she's just I had that Mariana.
You preferred her probably, but wow, that was a long day too. I remember that was a day where I think we had, it was, I don't know how many hours of simulated sex, and I remember you finally were just like, guys, I think we got it. Like I think there's nothing left. How many different ways can we shoot this? Good times.
Those are good times. So talk about iconic scenes, Tara. You had the scream scene, which we really worked on getting a product for that. That'll happen the next time. But talk about that, and then your origin story with the show, and just if you can share a little bit about that scene. I think that people would like to hear how it was filming.
Well, I also was a guest star. I came in as a guest star in the first season, and had heard rumors. Everybody was talking about the show, and of course because Alan Ball and vampires, but there was a lot of secrecy around it, and so nobody really knew, like on the street, like nobody knew really what the show was about. So I had done a pilot with Greg Feinberg that didn't go anywhere, and I ended up coming in for Ginger, and first of all, she was the way I played it and the way I remember sort of the character description was, she works at this biker vampire bar, and she's strung out and she has a lot of attitude, and I was like, okay, great,
I got this.
And so when we went and we shot at Alex's in Long Beach, and I show up at night, and we're in the trailer. I don't know anyone or what's going on in the trailer. Alex walks in with the weirdest long blonde creepy wig you've ever seen. And he's just kind of cruising around, and everyone's just like, and then we go on set, and within, an hour, there's blood everywhere. I'm throwing up mushroom soup, long shadows getting staked.
That was intense.
It was just, and it was incredible. It was like christening by fire, By the end of the night, Anna is completely covered in blood. I'm completely covered in blood. And I'm screaming because you would, as a human. You would scream. And then it just became a thing, Then every scene I did from there moving forward.
What was so amazing? Did they say in the script, like, she gives a blood-curdling scream?
No.
That's amazing. It's because it was so perfect.
Yeah.
And remember, you were crawling around in the goo. It was really, we all had a fascinating start.
And it was like, because you kind of go through all of that stuff in your first experience on set, you bond with everybody. I just remember by the end of the night,
And I didn't know if I was coming back.
Yeah, me too.
But it was whatever that was an amazing experience. And every time I got called, I was like, I'm not dead, and I get to return.
Yeah, right.
Start drinking warm tea with honey to get ready for your screaming.
Well, it was the next season then when they brought me back that I had a scene with Nelson, and in the bar in Fantasia, and I'm supposed to be guarding, I'm guarding Fantasia, right? So I come out with a gun, and that was the first time I sort of chose. I was like, she's a screamer. She screams at the gun. She screams at
Everything.
the victory round. Like it's all about her all the time. And it became a thing. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, last but not least, Deborah, let's talk about Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica's journey.
Jessica's journey. That sounds like a game you could buy.
Right?
Jessica's journey.
Jessica's journey. How did you come into the character, and what was your initial approach to the material?
Right, so I guess I'm the latest edition of everyone here. I was the end of the first season. So I also did not get a script. I just got my scenes, and I was being made into a vampire, and then the surprise twist was that this very innocent girl who, protested being made a vampire, actually, it was very freeing for her because of the very repressed life from before. So I remember, I'm a sciencey person. I get excited about things like that. So my first thing was like, oh, this is a world with predators and prey. We don't live in that world anymore. Like, human beings don't walk around worried about getting eaten by a bear, right? So we have those instincts in us, but they don't express themselves in the same way. So I wanted to think about that I ended up watching a lot of videos of animals attacking other animals. That sounds really crazy, but in nature and what that experience is like. And I remember finding one of a deer, and what it was interesting is there was the initial fight, the extreme panic fight, and then when it was kind of clear they couldn't get out, they relaxed. And it was a fascinating thing that I would never have thought of without having done that research. And so that was Stephen and I. Oh no, we lost Stephen. So my first night was jumping out of that Camaro in the junkyard, surrounded by actors who had more experience than me, who were more well-known than I was, all of the things. And having this really intense scene where then Bill bites me, and I remember I was so glad to have that direction. This is gonna go more into the animalistic crocodile brain of who these people are, because you're in that kind of a situation. And then just go and have fun with it from there.
I'll never forget that table read. your first table read.
It was so heartbreaking.
It
So
was
telling
so.
them they can buy autographs.
So heartbreaking.
And you were amazing. You were
take
so
on there.
beautiful. I was like,
Do you have a link in my bio?
well, is this
It's
young
a
woman
link in
coming
my
in here?
bio to buy an
But the
autograph.
same thing, right? Like, you come in feeling like I am no one.
Right.
These are all these really important people. I better show up with my A game and bring everything I've got. While, as we all know, once you've been it, you're like, oh, casual. This is just a table read, so you're not thinking on that same way. So
You killed that.
yeah, so guest stars almost always come in and kill things because they're ready.
But it's so true because we used to have our table reads for the whole 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys. You complete and routine. I'm interested to know if you've had this on Queen Sugar, but I have not worked on another show that had a table read every single lunchtime. There was the following week.
Yeah.
We would be doing a table read at some point during our lunch.
Either.
And I always ask, are we going to do table reads for this? And no one ever has. And
Oh, that's wild.
It's like that for me too. It was like that on Queen Sugar. We had like one. We'd have that first one, and then it just was. And I missed it because there was something about getting together once a week and coming together.
Sometimes you're seeing folk that you haven't been working with.
Yeah.
It's the only time I would see so many people.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And also at those table reads, you have the art department, the costume department, the grips, the lighting, the everybody from the camera department, everybody comes to those table reads. And there used to be, sometimes there would be like 100, 150 people in that room. And to your point, Deb, you know, yes, we are all there just sort of doing lunch stuff. Because everybody goes in with their lunch boxes and everybody's going, oh, you got a chicken, where's
Right.
And the guest stars are like quiet and waiting.
Whilst you're eating your noodles, or not noodles, because Sam and I didn't eat noodles for 7 years. Because everybody else was just angry.
I know, I was very hungry.
I do remember that table read and just going and like literally having a mouthful of food and going,
Yeah.
because you knocked it out of the lot.
Thanks.
Well, we were just talking about
Noodles. Guys, can I just ask? I want to join the chat. There's a chat on here, on Streamily.
Yeah.
Is anybody else on the chat?
Yeah.
No.
no, we just have our own.
I'm on my own Instagram.
Okay, everybody on the chat. I've tried to join. I don't know how. I'm sorry.
I don't think I know.
Yeah, they keep asking.
So
what?
I know.
Well. So I'm sure someone will leave in the chat how you joined, Stephen. So just keep reading it, and one of the friendly.
I'd like to sign in with my Google account. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is actually a really great point. There's so many people watching this. So many people are still really passionate about the show and interested in following each and every one of your careers. What do you think it is that resonates about True Blood? Because it is, you know, a genre show. It's not a procedural. It's definitely, you know, sci-fi. And what do you think fans connect to?
I feel like they connected to it. I mean, again, I think I'm such a fan of Alan Ball's, but I feel like he has an incredible ability to always blend real human emotions, experiences, grounded in reality, simultaneously with something fantastical. And very few shows, if any, ever do that successfully. And so it has, I think, this wonderful otherworldly thing going on, and yet it really felt dangerous and sexy and real. And I mean, I was thinking about when both of these scenes you guys were talking about, I remember watching them because I didn't shoot any of those things, watching them on TV and thinking, when your head, that sex scene and your head got turned around, I was like, what is this show?
Yeah, I was like, what is going on?
My aunt in Idaho was like, but it was so exciting. It was so exciting because nothing was being done like that. And I think and your first scene, incredible.
Sorry, I think that what you're saying is so. I think every one of us. I think one of the things that the writers did, and one of the things that Alan was able to do, that doesn't happen a lot. I don't think, sort of across the board, is that everybody had stuff. If your stuff was working, in the show, they would write to you. They would write to it, and I remember one of the first things I remember was coming back after the pilot had been picked up, and sitting with Sammy, Ryan, Anna, Natsan, I think, and I think you were there, Rutina, even though you weren't in the pilot, and there was one other person who it's probably ridiculous that I'm blanking on who it was. But I want to say there were 6 of us, but we sat in like Alan's office or an office off of Alan's, and we watched the pilot together.
Oh yeah.
And it was a pilot that was not quite locked in yet. We had to reshoot routine scenes. There was some bits and pieces of Louisiana that weren't there yet, and there were a couple of like plate shots that weren't in, and the sound hadn't been done, and the music was still kind of being played with. But I remember watching that episode and just going, I have never seen this before. And the thing I think that we were all shocked about, in answer to the question, the thing that shocked me was, and you just touched on this, Tara, it was scary. It was when stuff was vicious, it was really vicious. When it was sexy, it was really sexy. But this was my abiding feeling, was that it was so funny. And when I read the script, I remembered smiling and laughing, but we were laughing out loud in that pilot. And one of the things that has a recurring thing for me over the years, when somebody just stopped me the other day and said it, you know, like even when the show was in its latter seasons, and this happens to all shows, where you're still trying to find material for those characters, and it becomes a little bit, you know, Scooby-Doo. Our show did become a bit Scooby-Doo.
You said it, Steve.
It was still fun. And the other thing that worked about it was that when you got to the end of an episode, you always knew that the next episode would begin where that episode left off. So when you finished the episode, you were in this kind of cliffhanging moment where the next episode was going to start exactly where you just were. And that, you know, and this was obviously this was in a world before there was binging. This was in a world before you could watch it straight away. You had to wait a week.
Right.
And people would have parties together to watch it.
Yeah.
You know,
They still made edited recaps last week on True Blood. Was like one of the last shows that still did that.
One of my...
I know I've told this story before, guys, but you know, when Anna and I went to the, I think it was 2011, but it might have been 2010, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and Anna and I were invited as guests of Newsweek, and we sat next to Jon Favreau, not the director Jon Favreau, but Obama's speechwriter Jon Favreau, who does Pod Save America, if anybody listens to that podcast. Brilliant podcast, by the way, John, if you're watching, which you're probably not. But I was sitting next to John when Obama was doing the speech, when he roasted Trump. Yeah. In that famous time when the cameras cut to Trump sort of reacting really badly. But it was afterwards that we were all talking to them, and they told us that the reason that we'd been invited to the White House Correspondents' Dinner was because during the primary run, Obama and his entire team used to watch on a Sunday night. So they'd finish their week of work and like, you know, campaigning and knocking on doors and all of that stuff in Chicago, and then on a Sunday night they would all get together at 9 o'clock in Obama's house, and they would all sit and they would watch together before they all went their home at the end of the week, which is just unbelievable, isn't it?
That is unbelievable.
That's the coolest story.
If the Obamas are watching, go to streamily.com/YouTube. Yes, and buy some
So Barack, as I didn't get to see you that night, you want a signature, just...
Here, right here.
We could probably arrange a free one for Barack, you know, and Michelle.
May that happen.
For sure. That's amazing. Up until now, I always thought the most iconic thing an actor could have was an action figure or a musical episode. But now I'm going to change that to the Obamas Love My Show. So you guys win. Really quickly, I do want to go back to the podcast and talk, Kristen and Deborah. What was the impetus behind you guys creating the rewatch? It's obviously really popular. Everybody's coming, and you know you're having great cast members come on. But what was the initial, like? Tell me about the call between you two. Who pitched who? What happened?
Well, it was Janina really who came up with the idea and then pitched us on it.
But it's so funny because she pitched me.
Yes.
Because we did a panel similar to this, and at the end of it, she goes, "Kristen, every question she asked, I thought, right, I do wonder about that." And you know, and after this like 30-minute really intense call, I hung up the phone and thought, wow, I really need answers to those, actually. And then Janina went off, and we didn't know what was really happening, but she sold it to HBO.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah, she sold it, which is amazing because it means we can pull clips from the show and we have more access to things. And then Jace Everett, who wrote the theme song to True Blood, wrote us a special sting where he says Truest Blood because he's incredible. Yeah. We have an interview with him on the very first season. I mean, talking to actors is spectacular, and we always love doing that, but no offense. Talking to to the people who don't normally get interviewed. Suzuki Ingerslev, who did our sets. Jace, who did the music. I mean, these are things, you know, we all have sort of heard each other's stories and we do interviews a lot. Talking to them has been an absolute privilege to just hear the amount of work that went into the show before we even got cast or showed up on set, and then the amount of work that happens after we leave, and what a deep appreciation that gave. And so what it turned into for me was not only getting to reconnect with everyone, but getting to share with the world all those untold stories. You know, so that when you watch something, it isn't the accumulation of work that has gone into that, and the appreciation one can
Guys, Woolbridge and Basta are watching this.
I saw Basta. You saw Sarah.
Yay, hi guys.
Speaking of the unsung heroes.
Yes. So that's been a real pleasure to get to hear their stories and what went into it, and why we had such a rich world to play in.
Yeah, every single person. It was, I think, you know, I'm very biased, of course, but was the best of the best.
We have not spoken to a slacker yet.
No.
Yeah.
You couldn't, I mean, maybe there was one that, you know, got weeded out at some point because you just couldn't be with the hours that you two experienced and we all experienced, and everyone was the best of the best.
I think that, you know, I again I might have told this on the podcast, but when I directed the first episode, which was episode 8, season 5, and I had been shadowing people, but I had not, and I'd been in a few rooms and I'd been watching, and I wasn't allowed to really speak, and it was really tough for me, and I had this fantastic episode where actually Sam got to do some amazing stuff in my episode with Janina, actually, we were just talking about. I had to take my very first sort of tech recce, and then we do this production meeting before the show goes out, before we even start shooting the show. And this is to Deb's and Kristen's point. I would sit there and listen to, like, Tom the prop master tell me about the things that he had created or built or made or wanted to make, or the way that they wanted to create a backdrop. Or Suzuki would come to me with colors of what she thought the backdrop would be for a specific scene, and then Audrey, the costume designer, would come with a costume color that was in, because she'd been talking to Suzuki and how making sure that the colors of the costumes didn't clash, and the way that things worked like that. And there was a scene where Joe Manganiello had to hit somebody with a rock, and Tom had created like 18 styrofoam rocks, and he was like, which size do you think would be good for Joe? This one. I mean, Joe's got some big hands. Do you think it should be? And you're just, and I remember like the chains that had to go around your neck there. You know, there were 14 chains to choose from, and just the amount of work that those people put in is, you can't believe it. We were also lucky enough to be on a studio where the carpentry department was next to our studio, because we took over the whole of this lot in Los Angeles. And so we would be able to walk past Billy and all of his team where they were creating the sets and building them. And you could just walk through that carpentry shop. Do you remember that, guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And watch them build the next set. It was extraordinary.
This is kind of a generic question, but it's always a fan favorite. So I do want to ask, Sam, we'll start with you. Then I'm going to you, Rutina, next. Favorite episode that you were in, or favorite episode that you were not in? Either way, but if people have a favorite episode from the show, I think we'd like to hear which episode that is and why.
Oh my God! Well, that's a tough one. I will say this. I think my
Mm-hmm.
favorite season was maybe season 2. I feel like we were exploding by the end of season 2. Like, it was so, everything to me was so surprising and innovative, and the way the show, we talked a little bit about it before, but just the way the show bridged different genres. You know, it had the Southern Gothic thing happening, and then comedy and the sexy and scary. One of my favorite shows that just pops into my head that I got to do was where my brother turned into me.
Yes.
Me. That's how it was. So I got to imitate Altman. Marshall. So that was
that was incredible.
That was a lot of fun.
Well, once they found out you were a good mimic, I feel like they just threw that at you. Yeah, they went with it.
Yeah, then I did the Janina one, which I don't know.
With me.
More credit as well. I remember after the read through, one of the directors came. It might have been Lehman or somebody, and they're like, you might want to pull it back. We're not going to go all the way.
You might want to pull back.
We gotta pull it back.
That's like such a universal code for like.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
And we did that shot in the episode that we did together, Sam, where we did that 2.5 minute shot where you actually
It was so bizarre. Yeah, that was really bizarre.
I had this shot where Sam's acting with himself, where he's playing Janina, playing him, and I wanted to do it in one shot, so we used this thing where it's called a motion control head on the top of the dolly, and the dolly records the shot, which the cameraman operates, but the camera is physically recording the movements that the cameraman is making, and it was 2.5 minutes, and then once it's recorded and we're happy with the shot, the dolly then exactly records it repeats exactly what just happened, and Sam was playing the version of him in bed that was the ill version, but Sam was laying on Sam's leg where Sam was talking to Sam, and so we had to cast that lovely actor. I can't remember.
Did I have to kiss myself? I don't know.
You didn't have to kiss yourself. You were just about to kiss yourself.
Pretty weird.
Rutina, favorite?
Yeah, that's hard. But I have 3 things. So I have to say all of season 1 is my favorite. Yeah. Because we're all established there. And then I would have to say Tara in the UFC, the cage fighting.
Yeah.
And then becoming a vampire and getting to like be a gargoyle and like tear up shit in the kitchen. I got to tear up the entire Stackhouse kitchen. That was like so much fun. I was buried alive. Like I would never forget. You remember that night, Kristen? When we did the dirt, and I was like, you could put
very few of us. We've been buried alive.
And
Steven's been buried alive.
Yeah. It was the same because I was like, so the whole shovel of dirt is all gonna be on my face. Okay, and you're gonna count to 3. Okay. I remember being like so scared. It was cold, but we had like so much fun. But that was like fun for me because Tara got to go through so much, a huge journey, and I think being able to like hit all those different points was like just so challenging for me as an actor and like fun because sometimes you get a role and it's just flat lines. But like Tara's like duct taped to toilets. She's chasing like Franklin's trying to kill her. Like all these things. It was just like I loved it. I felt like it was like one big play, and I got to just like really like create all these little parts of myself in these layers. So it was so much fun. Yeah.
What about Mariana? What about you?
Oh, and the pole. I got to be on the pole.
That's right.
Tara on the pole. Okay. Carry on.
Never forget the poll.
Yeah, never forget the pole.
You do, baby Cerberus? Sorry.
Gosh, that's a tough one because I got so many. I feel like I was kind of spoiled with the flashbacks. Maybe the 20s flashback, Steve, because you got to like sing and play the piano, and we were in those amazing costumes and the wig. It was incredible, and we were in this amazing house. I don't even know how much they changed that house. Like it felt like we just walked in and started shooting in. It was like a sort of historic building near downtown, and the whole day was just, we kind of got to be lost in that one because it was all sort of practical stuff, a real set, and it was just so different from a lot of the other stuff that we did. So I think, and romantic and scary and fun, and the 20s flashback.
I love it.
Flashbacks are great.
Yeah.
So fun. You're like,
Yeah.
what wardrobe do I get?
Yeah,
exactly. all about the wardrobe.
Wigs in the wardrobe.
It's gonna be different. Okay.
Yeah.
Deborah, Kristen, Tara,
You go
any standout?
Go ahead first for a second here. I'm dying.
Okay,
mean,
yes.
I it's hard for me. I feel like the right answer is season 7 because I got to do so much and obviously just had some wonderful, the flashbacks and then, my scenes with Alex and, all of that stuff was so fun and so great and kind of a culmination of a 7-year journey for my character. And validation for me as an actor through my character, like I feel like she got seen in a way that she deserved. Yeah. So that was really special. I also, and it makes me emotional, I loved working with Nelson also, and that scene with him in the bar, it's a experience I'll never forget. And he was just such a special, incredible, amazing artist. In between takes, he was reading a book in the corner and just being very studious and sensitive and lovely. And I will, cherish those things. Yeah.
Now everyone's crying.
Yeah, right. So we had so many great experiences. It was like, and also watching, getting to watch, because I wasn't in so many scenes, I really was a fan of the show. And I got to watch and see the show and the characters in a way like I got to be backstage, but it also wasn't completely my world also. And I really was a fan of it. And so I remember watching your scenes with Nelson. I mean, these are all my Nelson scenes, but you had some amazing episodes, and I'll never forget just like you going at him one day, and I was like, whoa, Kristen just flew to life. There was just something so, I literally like stood up at home off my couch and was like, So, I had like so many of those moments watching you guys and seeing the full, like I said, like being backstage, but then seeing the performances complete and the costumes complete and the world that had come to life. And it was a really special position to be in, I think, to kind of get both of those things.
I feel like we all had that in a way because the show was so enormous.
Yeah.
And there were so many worlds, right? Like, and we were pretty segregated. So I don't know what the wolves were doing. You know what I mean? I don't know what those fairies did. But, right? Remember I would see you, Sam, and be like, how's the show you're on?
We only got to cross paths once, and that was it.
Yeah, I came over to Merlot's one day just to, like, walk around, and it was like, whoa, this set is cool. Yeah. And I think it is hard to pick a favorite season or a scene because I loved the scenes with all of us, but they were long and they were crazy and there'd be all kinds of things going on and pauses and then you'd say one line. But it was so fun and Moyer and I would just be 8-year-olds in between takes, just trying to get these people to focus, And then I also loved the scenes where I was one-on-one talking to someone, because that had that actor flow where you didn't have stunts and you didn't have other stuff, right? And I loved it so much. I'm remembering, so that this is going to feel weird with my next line is not going to go with what's happening to my body. But when my face was rotting. Oh, yes! Why is my body crying when I say that? I don't know. I have no control over this thing. But, we had a full day with just Stephen and I. And that was rare. And I didn't have any romance really, but I did with Rutina. I finally got some romance. Right?
And that makes you emotional.
I know, right? It was really beautiful. It was fun. Our relationship was really fun. And I think that came after the season where Alex was over with the Authority. Y'all left me in Fantasia. I'd cross to the other stage and be like, where are my vampire peeps? You know, I wasn't part of that storyline. And then I got my girl. So anyway, it was pretty much all fabulous.
Deborah, I know your phone died, but
Yeah.
you know, the people are still watching here, so if
I think for me, I'm gonna go with season 4 for 2 reasons. One, personally, I loved working with Ryan Kwan. I mean, I love working with a lot of people. I worked with Steve, obviously, through this entire thing. He will always be my father in some deep core level. It'll always live that way. But the start of getting to work with Ryan was really special for me. He's such a unique, special actor, and I was so glad to have had that experience. And then, you know, Kristen and I with the podcast, part of what we talk about is we never watched the show. So this is our first time watching through. And there's something about the second and third seasons, as fantastic as they are, we're all split up. It's, you know, are you in Dallas? Are you in Mississippi? Are you something like that? And 4 brought everyone home. And watching the season through now and like, oh yeah, that's the family. We're all together now here in Bon Temps, and there was something really lovely about that. It had the feeling of the first season in that way. I got to work with people who I had not worked with yet, so that season 4 holds a special place for me for those 2 reasons.
Okay, we're gonna start wrapping this up. We've actually gone almost an hour. Thank you to everyone who's watched. You guys are all amazing. 2 quick questions. First is kind of a fun one. Who's the out of the people on this panel, who's the most like their character?
Wow.
None of us?
None of us.
None of us.
And all of us as well.
And all of us, yeah.
I mean, I guess Sam, because he is human, you know.
Well, but he wasn't. He was a shapeshifter.
I mean, right, but he played a human.
I think we saw Sam naked more than anyone else.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
Running in the woods.
Yeah, I was always naked. Always.
Thank you for your service.
Your jazz shoes and your jazz shoes.
There's some great pictures of Sam. There's great pictures of Sam like going in the 38.
There was one night that Janina and I worked all night, and it was 28 degrees, and we had a 3-page scene, both being horses, and we're just kind of lounging around talking, you know, just talking, sitting still. It was 28 degrees. We're just like, take a deep breath. We're going to do the scene. And you couldn't see anybody's, you could only see eyes, just saw puffy hats and like gloves and everybody behind the camera, and, you know, and we were naked. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, that is weird to play a character where when you're in your superpower, you're not there. Right? Yeah, that's different. So you like would strip naked, and then a dog comes in and does some acting, and then you.
They never lit me well. They always lit Steven and lit in the rooms. I was in the forest. Being dwarfed for everything.
They didn't light me well either, by the way.
They did not light me well. I will say, I will complain about that. I begged for Phil.
All right, well, it's time to wrap up the panel. Before we get to our very last comments, I want to remind everyone, tune in to everybody's personal Instagrams after this. You can see your order, your photo signed live. They will be saying hi and whatnot. And thank you for tuning in. So, Deborah, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. We're going to go this way around the room, and then we'll go to Sam and Steven last. If you had to describe your True Blood experience in one word, what would it be?
This is karma, because Kristen makes all of our podcasts.
This is karma coming back at me.
One word. Hyphenated.
That's cheating.
Life changing, genuinely. Life changing.
One word.
No, right. Exquisite.
It's hard. I want to explain.
You can explain.
I'm just going to say true. Because it was such an honest, incredible, once in a lifetime experience, but just truthfully there in every way.
I love that.
Yeah.
I will say thrilling.
Yeah.
It was really thrilling. Start T to B, top to bottom, start to finish. Yeah.
I'll say family.
Okay, Sam, you're up.
Tough. I'm gonna say profound.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a lot of words.
Shocker.
Because you can.
Because I think that one of the things that is so special about the experience was everything that everybody has said, and there was an authenticity about the experience. And there were a couple of people who came on who didn't stay very long because they came in with a bit of a tude, and that didn't work on our set. And so to Kristen's point, like, it was just this family, and there was no ego, and that is so very, very rare in our business.
Yeah.
So the one word I'm going to say is, because everybody's been asking me to say it, is suki.
That's your word to describe the show.
Yeah, and that does describe the show. That was our fearless leader. Shout out to Suki.
Shout out to Suki. Because no, you're right, Steve. Because it starts from the top down, and she was our number one, and she set that tone. That, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for taking time on this Sunday to join us. Thank you to all the panelists. You guys are amazing. The show is just, it makes me want to rewatch it and re-listen to the podcast at the same time. So, yes, definitely. Thank you guys so much. And everyone say bye and cruise on over to the Instagrams for the next part of.
You're going to keep this thing on, right?
Yeah, we can actually keep this on
too?
while we're going.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
So
then.
do you want us to turn the sound down and just keep this going?
Sure, we can do it any way we want to.
Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to mute this, but keep this going. Okay.
He's so smart, Steven.
Real quick, just want to make an announcement.
I'm not a techie.
So first things first, guys, we're going to start with these group posters that people were kind enough to buy. They are still available now if you want to grab them. We're going to be going around the table.
Can we
go
pee?
Yes, you absolutely can go to the bathroom.
And this is totally dead, so I'm on here.
All right.
We'll figure out.
I'm gonna.
I'll
be back, guys. I'll be back.
That is
signature's already there.
just for today, kids. This poster.
First.
Oh, you got it.
So if you want
Okay,
a signed, here I'll show people.
I'll take turns.
Thank you. If you want this signed photo that was created for today, and we're all here to sign it, Dennis has to sign later because he's on stage.
He's on Broadway.
He's just on Broadway.
He's doing a Broadway thing.
So, link in my bio, and there's so many photos in there that are unbelievable, that have never been signed before.
Photos to sign here live, and I want to get to that because I know you all have been. This panel went over. I hope you all got tuned into it. But the first one I have is for Olivia.
Are we supposed to be listening to Sam right now or no?
I don't know what's happening.
I don't either.
Did they take a potty break?
Yeah.
Did they take a bathroom break?
They took a-
So we'll start by just everybody can sign the
Okay.
group ones and just call out. We'll just pass them around.
Okay.
And then Campbell will start giving you guys photos.
Got it.
And-
Thank
And
you
when would
so
be a good time for
much,
me to
Sheldon.
take a little stroll to another water closet?
Me too.
Please,
now, yeah.
right
Now?
now's the time. Go ahead.
For all of us to,
I
okay.
am going to.
Okay, we're all going to take a bathroom break.
Take a bathroom break because
We will
all
be
the
back.
girls were going to the
Feel
bathroom
free, you guys
together.
can keep it.
Because that's what girls do.
Yeah, because that's what girls do. And so you are going to see the wall behind me, and then I will be back. I'm not taking you in the bathroom with me. I draw the line. But again, this is only for today. Streamily created this for us. ask for one.
Hi guys, it's Campbell. You got to put up with me for a little bit.
Sunday. Hi, Heidi. Toad.
Where can we plug that?
There you go, Olivia. We will be sending that to you. Okay. And the next one we have. Oh, wait.
Somebody said earlier that they were unsure about me. My glasses.
Season one.
I think I've actually been able to read.
It was like one of my first days of working in Anna. This one we found Elson dead in the car. Yeah, that's what that was. And this is going to Hope. Hope, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We need some more waves. That's Marie. Okay, let's see.
To my special Valentine queen, the new ones.
Right. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you can ask questions.
And Dominic. Yeah, Dominic.
Oh, we're doing. Okay, they're gonna bring him in for us.
Yes, they're gonna bring.
Okay, great. I am gonna get a drink.
You did great. You're an amazing interviewer.
Oh, thank you.
You just memorised it quite simply.
Hi guys.
Deborah, there's more downstairs.
We're gonna do some signing now.
Is there water?
Did you
Yeah, water would be fine.
did you guys get prints? Purchase prints to sign?
So if I have.
And I'll say your name, as I'm signing.
Plug me in. Great, thank you.
Oh, you plugged in?
Well, someone plugged me in, but it'll give me just enough juice to tell people to go here.
That was
She's
Deb's
amazing.
charger. Sorry, it's a little inconvenient.
No, it's fine. I'm
She's
gonna
work with in my
tell
entire
everyone to
life.
go to the YouTube channel.
Deborah Emerald. Amazing.
Hello.
She's amazing. I lost some people. I lost y'all. I'm sorry. I'm back. I had to take a little break.
Yes.
I'm back now.
Okay, so this is what I wanna. Then.
Probably.
Yes, Valentina. Yeah, I remember Valentina.
Deborah, I am so rude. I literally grabbed water for you and unconsciously swigged the whole thing.
Oh.
I was like-
You're fine. No worries. That's fine.
I'm trying to grab both of you a gold real quick. I'll
Okay.
give this one to you.
Okay.
And let me see if I can get some more.
So
Let me know
gold,
if that
black,
was
and silver, yeah?
it. Yep.
Okay. What's everybody doing? Talk to me, people. Hey, Susie.
And
What's up? Davina Dance Academy. Hi ho, hey.
so whenever we do like sexting.
I get it. I know. The funds ain't funded. I get it. Suki Crack House. That's so cute. Love you too. Oh, thank you. I got my little face beat today. Because I haven't seen these guys in a long time, so I had to make sure I kept it all together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Love you too. Kurt? Okay, love you. I'm so bad at this, y'all. I've never been live. I've never been live.
You had like between all those.
Hi!
Over 1,000 people watching.
It's good to see you guys. What's up, Gelford? I love you, buddy. Hey, Jeremy.
We're back.
This is so fun. I get to like just see what's going to you. Oh, you guys are great.
Yes, so
This is
I'm gonna say
great. I've been good. I've been very good recovering from double foot surgery.
No.
I've been
Okay.
doing very
No.
good.
Okay. I don't know what that
Healing
means.
nicely.
I don't either, but I just like
Next time
I
you
think
see
it's
me, we'll sing
a bad idea.
I love you,
Okay.
Jeff
Hi.
Galper. I love you.
Hello. We are back. I just did an actor thing because I was like, blah blah. Oh, hey. Oh.
Hey, Gwen.
Everybody, let's see.
I just had a potato
Hi,
chip.
Chuck
Oh, hey, New
McGuire.
York. What's up, NY? I miss New York.
I love Rio.
Phantom for Eva. Hello. Hello.
Okay, kids. Y'all, this feels like we're eavesdropping. You are eavesdropping.
Heart's back at you. I'm trying to do my heart.
Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that panel.
Fun watching
Enjoyed
that with
watching me
Kyle.
cry. Is it Kyle?
Kyle!
What happened?
I'm so horrible. Wait, I'm trying again. Okay.
Kyle, that's our AD.
Oh, we love you, Kyle.
This is so fun for us.
This is so fun.
Express it. I can't
This
even
person
express
says
it.
they really
Hello,
wish it was
always,
acceptable
Kristen
for me
Bauer.
to do a
Thank
ginger
you.
scream right now.
Thank you.
My castmates would be very upset because
Kyle
it's a
says
tiny
hi.
room,
I mean,
and
I
it
kind of
would-
want you to do it, but I'll.
Yeah, no, it
I
would
could
blow
cover
my
my
mind.
I
ears.
feel like, yeah, that would, I'll cry. It'll take me back.
I get my smile from my mom and my dad. They both my parents have great smiles. So.
I feel like I could chirp for you.
So I'm going to start signing some things.
Okay,
so,
great. Yeah.
So this one is the group photo. Sam has already signed it.
Okay.
Okay.
And
You guys, these look so cool.
they look so cool. And this is only going to live for this convention.
It's so cool.
So,
This is the
and they
only
made
time
this.
you can get this.
I know. I want all y'all to sign one for me.
This we'll have to do.
So this one is to Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Are you here?
Vanessa, where are you?
Where's
Thanks.
Vanessa?
Vanessa.
I think we need a True Blood redo too. Everybody keeps
I do
saying
too.
redo.
I
know.
I'm too old. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Exactly the same.
You look exactly the same.
Like, the Tara aged 50 years. Like we're not gonna.
But you were a vampire, so vampires still, you know.
I know, you're a vampire like me.
I know.
so-
It's, oh, well, you remember that's what Alan said. Remember when Alan was like, "We can't go on too long because vampires aren't supposed to age, so we're gonna have to eventually." Like,
Now, should I write
you
to
can't just
Vanessa
keep
as
going.
well?
Dude, he
can't.
actually
Should
said
I
that.
write to Vanessa as well, or just leave it?
Luckily,
to you?
Ginger,
I don't know,
as a
'cause
human
he
can
didn't.
go.
Yeah,
That
sure.
should just get
I'll
old
just sign
and
my
craggly.
Okay.
And have to, like, you know.
All right, so now
All
I'm
right,
signing.
Vanessa, we're going in.
But now I'm signing to Matthew Long. Matthew Long.
I do too.
you hear Matthew?
A movie, we could do, a movie would be
Y'all hear me? I
great.
was like,
I see someone. There's some Once Upon a Time.
Ooh, I got
fans
to
here. Sorry,
write
I'm interrupting you.
on Deborah's head. That was kind of
Hola,
fun.
Colombia.
Hola, Colombia.
Please tell Raina I said
oh, I
hello.
love you too. I love all of you
Yes,
guys.
you can purchase a signed poster.
No, don't see me.
There's a link in my bio.
Get out of
My
here.
my
And
in-laws are
in most of our
Colombian.
Did you
bios.
hear that?
And you can go there right
Yes.
now to buy a signed
I'm over
poster.
here,
Somebody is
Ginger
keeping
Scream,
track in the other
Ginger
room.
Scream.
And they'll bring it to us.
Yeah, them all, nigga.
Okay.
You
Yes,
share.
I
They're out there.
said
She
it.
did share.
Yes, because
It's
it's
signed.
loud.
If you want to write that, this poster is so
Suki
awesome.
Crack
Yeah,
House.
so that's
I
really
like
cute.
that name.
Right?
Suki Crack House.
No.
I like it too.
Hi.
Okay, guys.
All right.
This amazing poster.
Somebody else
Everybody.
is coming.
This was for Vanessa. Vanessa, we got
Bio.
you.
To buy.
I know mine keeps doing that.
Oh dear, this is hard to type this way.
I know.
Signed,
It's really hard
right?
to-
A signed photo or this poster.
All right, I'm back. Okay, thank you.
Oh, Miss
Right
Jeanette.
My
now.
All right, Vanessa, I'm passing you over.
Aisha Hines. Susan
Wow.
Shazing.
So good.
There you go.
Amazing. Vanessa, we're signing your poster right now.
Yep.
Wherever you
Okay,
are.
Matthew Long.
Columbia's back.
Matthew Long.
Matthew Long.
We see you. We see you.
Big poster that has everyone
Argentina.
on it. And we want to mention Dennis
Argentina.
yesterday, who of course
I really want to go to
is
Argentina.
part
I've
of
never
this
been.
Gabby
but I
Prince
am-
21.
I
What
really,
is
really
up?
wanna
so
go.
he's not here today.
Oh,
Cool poster,
hello.
right?
Hello, you. I know you.
Another one of the greatest actors I've ever worked
This is
with
to
in my entire
Vanessa
life.
from all of us. Thank you so
Hugs
much.
to you, little girl.
So
Oh,
exciting.
Suki Crack House. Thanks
I
for
agree,
playing
it's the best
such
show.
a deranged
Best
and complicated
feedback.
character.
All right,
Thank
one down.
you.
We did
Thank
one.
you. I always thought she was
Okay, so
she
now
was so sad and tragic. I loved
to
her.
Mark
But I had
I'm
so
signing.
much fun playing her.
Hello, Peru.
Okay, this is for Matthew Long.
And this
Can
one
you
is
say your
for
family is still
Mark
Colombia?
Thompson.
My in-laws.
Oh, you're
Kristen, are you
Yes.
planning?
My
You're gonna have
in-laws.
to
They're all
question. Are
Colombian.
you
Love you.
planning?
Thank you.
I went.
Oh, it went by too fast.
I love it. I love it.
I haven't eaten yet, but I'm about to eat
Come
some
to
We are
chips.
sending love.
Con.
Thank you, Gabby Prince. I
don't
agree.
have
I thought it
any
was.
plan right now, with that.
really unique and
Maybe
adults.
I'd
So
like
a
to
lot of the
do
vampire stuff kind of
Monopoly
turns
in Europe.
more youth, like more YA stuff, which is cool too. But this was like such
Okay,
a
so
fun adult
two-
show that I loved. Okay,
Mark.
Matthew Long. Here we go.
Result another group friend.
Okay, another group came in.
So yeah.
You guys, these pictures are so.
So if you want to get a signed group print,
So here we go. This is
we will sign it. Everyone
here.
will give it to you.
So I would
This is the only time and place you can get.
The link is in the bio. And you will only be able to get that signed live today. Oh, thank you.
The link to buy these is in my bio.
Emily, I'm signing
Okay,
this
Mark.
to you.
Mark
One.
Holoman. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Emily in here.
Mark, we love you, Mark. We love
You
you.
may be on
Sylvia
one of the
Crackhouse, thank you
other.
so much. I love Lorena. She's still to this day maybe my favorite character.
over here.
The post-it note came up.
I
Yes,
just got to do
Emily,
so many
there you
fun
are. Hi, Emily.
clothes and
Yeah, so
loan and the
there.
people I got to work with. It was,
The guy, it was like
I know
an
we're sort of
angel.
repeating ourselves talking
that
about
was
how
an
like
angel.
this was
That was an angel. I was like, where's the
special
post-it? And you handed it to me.
experience with a special family, and it's really true. It's really, really true. Okay, Mark.
Be careful.
Thank you.
It's a Juice's signature.
Hello, everybody. Wish we could see all of you live together. So that
Incredible. Okay,
maybe
so Mark.
still open on YouTube. Suddenly, my name is Emily.
Gabby Prince Devious Maid, thank you. You know what, I was just
Actually, so if you want
hanging out with Anna Ortiz last night, who played Marisol, and Tom Irwin, who played,
It's so awesome.
oh geez,
It really
what was his
is.
character's
I
name?
keep getting a request to join live.
But anyway, we have stayed very close to you guys as well.
I'm signing this one for you.
That was a great experience too. And thank you, Perry.
Thank you.
She was not everyone's favorite character, but she was also fun.
Here's this
All right,
to
okay.
Emily.
Emily.
Now I'm signing
where
to
are you?
Amanda. Is Amanda here? I was Vanessa. There you are.
Crackers,
First
that's very
poster.
sweet. I
You're
love hearing
welcome,
that.
Vanessa. I'm glad
Because I
you
have
were
shows
here.
like that. I have shows that I spend.
Thank you,
That
Whitney.
mean a lot to me just because
I'm
of what I was going through in my life when I was rewatching them, and so I've heard from a lot of fans that True Blood was that for them, and that just.
So you were Emily.
And I love hearing
Great.
that.
I see.
Okay, this is for Emily. Emily, this
Marie.
one's coming for you.
M-A-R-I. Hi. Hello, hello. And then there's Amanda. Okay.
Go, guys. That's for Emily.
Hello,
You can kind of see the
Amanda.
action around me here, Regina.
Kristen, I was an OG.
Okay, I like your serials. I don't know ASL. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, another one. Okay, this is.
So now I'm going
don't.
to sign it to Amanda.
Okay, yes.
I wish. I wish. I don't know any other language. I know a tiny bit of Spanish, but I certainly don't know ASL.
How many lives do I have?
Oh, that's all I know. I used to study when I was young, and I wanted to become really good at it. And of course, I've lost all of it, but I remember a little bit of the alphabet.
Okay.
Hello, Amanda.
That's great.
I'm passing it down the line to Mariana.
Okay, this is Amanda.
Eres hermosa. I love Ginger so much. I love you too.
I'm just reading your comments now. Thank you, everyone. You're so sweet to be here.
Oh.
What is the signing for?
Scott.
There. Okay, so this signing was an online convention just for
The
today.
cameo was nice. I feel like I rambled so much on my cameos, but
They're
I'm
in
glad
New
you
York. Same
enjoyed it.
family in another city.
Okay, I'm saying this for Amanda.
Miami.
This one,
And Dennis O'Hare is on stage on Broadway's, but he will be signing later. And
Hey.
we have Deborah and Wall, Baby Band. We have Regina Wesley. We have
Passing it
Barbara.
on.
We have
Daryl on the line to the lovely
So,
Tara.
you know, she is Bill's maker, and Tara Buck is Ginger, and so we've got quite a group here.
Cute.
And
Well,
we're
thank
only
you.
signing this poster live
Oh,
today.
Sean, cheers
I don't
to
know.
much
So
love.
if you want to
Pacific
get
Northwest.
that, we're still here at this moment.
Love my
You can
PNW.
go to the link in my bio.
It's my prison tattoo.
The best.
and
The
I'm
best. I
gonna
was
be
just there a few
sending
weeks ago.
Okay,
other
miss it. I
photos
miss it all the
coming
time.
up. We're just doing a big one
Cute
for
women.
us.
Thank you.
Because
Forever
me, Holy
Huskies.
Slade being
Wow.
the
Yeah,
last. It's fun to see my oneers here too.
Let's go, dogs.
I love
Sugar
Ginger.
Bowl.
She's
We're
so
gonna
fun
do
like
it.
that. Ginger is
I hope.
Tara
I don't
Buck
know.
is
I get nervous, but
Amanda, hi. This is for you.
I'm really excited.
Seeing the,
I'm excited that my
when
dog's
I
doing
see
so
you, I
well.
see more.
Let's go,
Tom
Huskies.
Hippie now.
There we go.
Yep, Tom Hippie
Now we
now.
have a photo for Emily.
Right,
Aw,
guys.
thank you, everyone.
Oops.
You see it?
Have you done
There we
Comic
go.
Con here?
I hope my
in San
phone
Diego.
doesn't
all the
I did do
die.
SDC a few times.
Oh my god, that show is so
Yeah, that's an amazing, crazy event.
I want one.
So I've got
But you're
some
in
photos to
Colombia.
sign
That's
here.
okay. You can still
Okay.
purchase one.
So I'm
And
gonna
we'll
get
send it to you in
more.
Colombia. You have to go on the Streamily site or go on my site.
So how I know is I just
my-
look at the back.
In my bio, link in bio.
We asked you to do
And
Emily,
or
that was
watch.
yours.
And
What else is going on, guys? We're
so
still
that's the photo.
signing these
And then
pictures
make
for
it
a
out
little
to
while
Georgia.
longer. If you want, the link is in my bio. Check it out.
Okay.
Nothing.
PDX is the best.
These are for
Billy, 123 Billy Bill. So thank you. Thank you, 123
I
Billy
love
Bill.
you and your favorite
That's very kind of you.
character. I don't know what that
So we're
means,
getting
but
ready to start signing other photos now, not the
You guys
poster,
meet up
but
like
you can
this
still
a
buy
lot.
them.
Yes, we are.
Some of us
Sorry,
are
sorry.
haven't,
Sure.
and some of us see each other a fair amount.
All right, if you're done, just make sure all VIP.
You guys listen to the podcast? It's really great.
Okay.
Specifically London.
Deb is doing an amazing job, and you can sort of get your fix if you've been missing the True Blood world.
So I'm starting the signing for the lips.
Gabby Prince, have you seen other vampire series, and did you often compare to each other? You know,
little like
I do. Yeah, I love Buffy.
Absolutely.
I was a huge Buffy fan. Still am.
Thank you.
I didn't
I love
watch
theater. I can't
Twilight.
somebody
Okay.
That was kind
So
of
the
hot
first
at the
one
same
I'm
time
signing
that
to
True
Georgia
Blood. Lots of
Howard.
people would compare the two, but I've not really seen Twilight. But I
This
was
is one of the first times I. Oh, thank you. And look, I'm going to be testing my pens on this Hanson Bellow. Let's
is
see.
that?
Let's test this pen.
Jessica again.
Production was just incredible.
I mean,
Oh, looks like that the black works pretty well.
People and
yes, these
poor
are
guy.
now
Wow.
these are the
All right,
Anna
save.
and Indica. I know. Shout out Indica.
Georgia Howard.
What's going on?
Well, you will be the
Let's
first to
see,
know if I'm
maybe
gonna
I
play
will
out
do
of
silver
so
though.
you can come and see me.
Thank you.
Testing my silver
Thank you,
pen.
Alden.
I'm not doing my job. I'm talking.
Here we
to
go,
you.
Oh, you gave him some
Georgia.
eyebrows.
I gave him eyebrows.
I
You were
like
crushed by
Tara
Aaron on
Fire,
the
Tara,
series.
and
Yeah,
Right,
I
guys.
know. You're in love with him. He, you know.
We're getting ready to sign some more photos, I think.
The deadline was awesome.
I'm afraid my phone's gonna die pretty soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to really. I'm trying to give
They have chargers, I think. Because look, Deb got that. Okay, Georgia. Thank you so much.
Oh, Kristen is signing some really cool
Yes, I'm marking you as complete, my friend.
Yeah.
Are you here?
I will.
All right, so
Did you
now
ever hear
I'm
that?
like
signing
a soft
you,
romance. That's kind of like that. I always made the joke like people would say, "Do you think
That's
who
hilarious.
would win between
Gotta
a
get
fight
the right
between you
photo
and the Twilight vampires?" And I was like, I mean, that's not even really a question because they
I don't
sport.
think anyone could ever.
But I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's a fun series. But yeah, we seemed a little bit more like
Here's the right photo.
rough and tumble, so to
This
speak.
was one of the first times
Do I ever make it back to Endicott?
texted.
Not as much now, because of my
I'm gonna try your silver.
Is your pen going?
I'm gonna
or your
test
I
your
saw
silver.
online.
battery?
Yeah,
pretty soon.
that's
Pretty
cool.
soon. All the best from Istanbul.
Okay, Angela, so where you at?
Hello. You know, my brother lived in Turkey for 6 months in the 90s, and he loved it. So I've always wanted to go to Istanbul.
And
Love to Istanbul.
it's been a minute.
As you can
But I'm about to
see,
sign.
I focus very hard on penmanship when I'm
Daredevil moment.
Daredevil season 2.
Jean-Louis, thank you so much.
Oh, of the blade meat. I like that.
Kelly
Interesting.
Kendrick.
Matt's having a really tough time, and he talks about how he feels sad.
I think we're gonna
I
do
love. I got to run up to hug him.
Kelly
A
Kendrick.
couple orders here.
Okay.
So the instructions are
Yeah,
there.
just what?
Just
Sign it.
feel free to press like
Let me
this.
get the
That's a
right
duo
photo.
with you and Kristen.
Oh, great.
So
Struggling a little to get set
that's
up
written
here.
there, and I'm gonna start feeding you some pre-signed too. You and Tara both. I'm gonna give you guys a stack, just general signatures.
Am I supposed to write this?
No.
No,
There-
that's
there's
just a message.
That's just. a
Okay,
message.
okay, great. Okay, so
on,
now
looking
I'm
for
going to
your photo,
sign this
Kelly.
one to Joanne. Oh, this was a good one.
This
I
is
loved
the
this.
red leather.
I loved this dress.
I love this dress. In fact, I
This
have
was a
this
sequined
dress.
dress, and
And
this is the top.
I know it's in here. I know it's in here. I know it's in here.
If you do me a favor,
I know it's in here. I know it's
exotic
gotta be in
dancer
here.
some general
that
signatures.
we, for lack of a better word, we
Gotta be in
ate.
here. Okay.
We ate her in the
I'm gonna
car,
have to
and now she's no
come
more.
up with a different
Okay, I think I need black. So this is Joanne.
Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to find.
What do we want to say?
Your exact photo, Kelly. Wait.
Joanne.
Her Adam and
Let me think of what Lorena would want to say to Joanne.
Bye. Love to Kristen.
Oh, is that you,
Right
Joanne?
here. Hold on.
Joanne,
I'm just gonna
who's
give you a
there?
little-
Hi.
Hello.
Is that you? Okay, we're doing it.
Okay, Kelly. All right.
From
I'm gonna
Colombia?
start- Yes.
Hola.
Kyle.
All right. I'm gonna start doing some signing here.
Okay,
Kelly.
Joanne.
Oh, I have to show you guys this.
Kendrick.
This is like one of my favorites for obvious reasons.
Love.
and we'll say Karen
Kristen.
Power.
I'm gonna say.
So I have this dress. Audrey Fisher, the amazing costumer, found it on eBay.
questions. How do you get one? Yes, if you want to go to Streamily.com.
Oh, I'm supposed to be. Hold on. I'm supposed to be writing the number on the back.
You'll find all of our shops as well as mine, and you can.
You're supposed to write a number?
Photographs. It should come.
Yeah.
automatically.
Just on the.
Yes.
Just on these
I think
bits.
this one's
Okay, Kelly.
Tapping out.
yeah, but I don't.
You remember when your party flies?
All right.
Oh, that's a very
Well, hello.
A different lifetime ago.
All right, this was
Job.
signed for Joanne.
This one is for Madeline. It was quite the show, and I was so excited.
Okay, now this one, I love this picture. So this picture is from my personal collection. This is Kristen and I.
I love that photo.
I know. I don't. Did Steve take this photo?
I don't know. Let me show it to people.
I don't remember who.
I love this photo, and I didn't know it existed. I don't think.
Because it was in my own personal photo album. Because
I love
like,
it.
I think I want to say it was either Steve or Alex took this probably. I don't think it was Alex. It had to be Steve.
It was Steven.
Make sure
It was
Yeah.
That was a really fun day shooting.
That was a fun day
loved
shooting.
it.
So sweet.
I loved it. Okay, this is for Michelle.
Feeling the love.
Michelle. Is Michelle there?
Let that dry.
No worries.
Did you have?
Okay, the next one is to Ethan.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle, we're gonna try that again.
Can you put the quote, "You ginger bitch"?
Oh, I like it.
You say it to Jessica, "Oh, she's a ginger bitch."
Right? You're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, I don't remember calling you a ginger bitch. You say it to Jessica in season 5.
Oops, sorry.
I'm a ginger as well. I've got to write you. I've got to write you ginger bitch.
Who is that? Did you say that to me?
I say that to you in season 5.
Oh, well, we're not there yet. So
We're not there.
Is the person a
Thank you
ginger?
so much,
Yeah.
Chris.
There you go.
Ethan.
Ethan's a ginger.
Ethan is a ginger.
So Ethan, we are watching season 5.
Varsham. Hello, Varsham.
Like
Hi.
starting now for the podcast, we're going to start covering it. So that's fun that you mentioned that.
I think I'm supposed to give this to you,
Ethan.
Krista.
Okay.
Don't
We had to go
know.
vampire.
Okay.
Tara was your maker.
Ethan.
Thank you for
You.
your kind words.
Ginger. Bitch.
This is not. This is human Tara, but
Yeah.
great photo.
Oh, okay.
Love.
Oh, okay.
Kristen.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
Thank you.
I'm learning.
All right, you ginger bitch.
Extremely veteran Deborah and Wall.
Sort of
We did it.
veteran. Okay.
Do you want me to start taking these so you have some room?
Sure, and I forgot to put the number on the back of the first couple, so we're not too far in.
Got it.
Kind of gold.
I'm gonna have you do what Tara's doing there. I'm gonna
Amanda.
stack here in a
Oh,
second. Just
let me sign this to
I
Michelle.
like the silver, but I'm terrified of the gold.
One of my favorite
You are
shows,
very
such a
valuable
tin-
to me.
Michelle,
That's lovely.
I'm
Thank
signing
you.
this to
Valuable
you.
to me.
Oh, it's now
Air
it's me
Pamela,
and,
love you too.
Kristen.
Love you back.
Which I
Who was
love.
your best? Who was your best friend from the True Blood cast? Ooh,
Ooh, you can't pick that without
General
listening.
signature and stuff.
Okay, so now Amanda.
It might.
Amanda chose the photo where I'm on the phone after going down on the chick from Estonia.
Okay, I'm signing some more
Love the
of
things
these.
this week I can say.
Back to the
only
sequin
with
dress.
all of y'all.
It was a very fun
And I'm looking through the stack.
Fun
for
day
the
shooting
right
with Dennis
photo.
O'Hare and Steve.
And I
Let's see
saw
what
it.
color. Maybe some gold.
No, it's here. Here it is.
I remember
You know, I
finding
wanted
bloody
to put a lot of
sequins in my hair
options
for a
of
while after this
Photos in
scene.
my shop, but it makes it a little bit of an organizational situation for these poor people.
I love that one.
Okay,
It's like
let's
2 for 1.
see.
It is.
I think we're gonna want to do black.
I think I might do black actually on this one.
Oh yeah, so on this picture you can see, I don't remember if they intentionally did that. I think they did. They placed
And you can see my
individual
satisfied lover
pieces
there
of
in the
sequins
background.
stuck in the blood from the poor young lady that we drained in the limousine.
I love the things I'm over
R.I.P.
here. I just said, oh, and look, there's the girl I was just going down on, and I hear you going, yep. After we drained the girl,
Yeah.
Thank you, Amanda.
I don't know. Do you want me to write that?
Oh, that's a very good
Oh,
question.
Amanda, is this the same Amanda? Did you get a once upon
or
a
Lena.
time one as well?
I wish the show built out more of a backstory for Lorena. Did you develop your own backstory to solidify her very much? Great question. The answer is yes. I don't. They talk a little bit about her in the book, but not much.
We will be here.
So I kind of
Time if I
made
don't get organized.
my own story that I kind of like to keep private, but I will say she definitely. I felt very strongly that her human life had not been a happy one, and she had really experienced a lot of
for like our characters.
That's gold,
If I could
right?
run around
I feel like what's
exploitation and brutality and
authentic self.
and darkness
Kind of love
and
everything she
abuse
wore
from
all the time.
men in her life, and that kind of informed why she was the way that she was as a vampire, and also kind of fed into the whole tragedy of her, because I always saw her as a tragic
Okay, and now we're
character.
going to do a couple
But
of
thank you. I would have loved to have gotten more
these.
of her origin stories as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Allie. Best of luck to you with your schooling. Yeah, you got this.
All right, we're signing away, signing away.
Okay, so now.
Hello. This is
Sign
here.
for
Amy.
Bang, bang.
Amy. Is someone else signing for Amy?
There are vampires in
So
Endicott,
I'm sending
Washington.
to Amy as well. Blah blah vampire emergency blah. Use a silver marker in the dark left side of the photo.
Yes,
Got it.
exactly. An honorable
Okay,
mayor gentleman.
fine.
That's
That
exactly right.
photo
That's kind of
for
where I
you.
went with that.
It was the first time that it ever
I
happened.
love
Lena.
that outfit.
Vampires in Endicott.
Tina
Like
was
currently,
also
we
in
need to
that
call
outfit.
someone.
In LA, and here it was, and it was all of us up on this big poster.
My chicken scratch.
And I saw it, and I actually had that moment of like, oh my god,
I love
that's me. I'm on this show.
Okay.
Okay, we're still
Hold on.
signing.
I'm looking. I'm looking.
We're still signing sequin bras.
I love this photo. Hold on.
It's amazing, actually.
Individual pieces of sequins stuck in the
Here,
blood.
oh my god.
Because that's Audrey.
Yes.
Audrey Fisher, our amazing costume
I'm
designer.
gonna need
It's like one of my favorite photos. It's so cool.
Not that one.
You too could have one of these on Streamily.
Ah, I found it. Okay.
Mm.
I put so many different choices in my Streamily shot.
This is when I was really
Okay, Amy.
extra.
Blah blah. Vampire emergency blah on the left side. Here we
How
go.
could you forget those frames? I mean,
I thought I was leaving, but I'm not leaving.
Oh,
Did I have a
okay.
so this one from season 2,
I love Sam Hamill.
and my
Tara
hair
had a crush
is
on
about
her,
as
far as
white
Wesley had a crush on
and
Sam. We were super close.
wonderful as I
Hey,
can
we're
imagine.
still-
People often ask me if I was wearing a wig, and
I would
I
tell
was
you.
not.
I would
This
tell you.
is in fact my hair, and
Think
I've
that I
been
have any
spray
problems?
tan.
You know who I had a crush on?
Hey,
Like,
Dad.
5 years.
This silver pen is a little fat. I'll finish this signature with it because I'm halfway through. But if there's a thinner,
Especially now
Okay,
that I'm
guys. If anybody else
Oh
wants
no! Oh
this
gosh!
photo,
second.
the sequin bra,
It's so good.
with the bloody individual sequin
Every single
pieces stuck in
second.
the
And
blood.
sometimes I watch it,
There
I'm
you
like,
go,
oh my
Amy.
god, I
Click the
know
link in my
her.
bio.
you're here.
That's what we're doing.
I know this
Right
takes
here.
a while.
Oh, that makes me feel
We
Real.
are signing
You guys
away.
are hanging in for this. This is fantastic. You
I'm
need to
very
go watch
excited
Pee-wee's
to be
Big
sitting
Holiday. You
here.
absolutely do. And Joe
Thank you.
Manganiello as well. He's, I mean,
You're signing.
thank
Ooh,
you.
okay.
And this is
One of my favorite pictures. This is also from
Meredith.
season 3.
Okay,
I loved this dress. I loved these cloaks. Like the cutest
We're
little
gonna find the Once Upon a Time photo.
diamond
Again,
ball,
let me see my
which is
oncers
gorgeous.
here.
Which is gorgeous. All of my
So
dresses
nice
got
to
ripped
see
off
you.
of me or covered in blood, so
absolute.
I never really got to take anything home with me. But this dress was just beautiful. I loved it. Okay, I might want gold, I think.
See that often. I mean, he's absolutely.
And
There it
again,
is.
He had such
the
a
link
specific
is
vision
in
of
my
it.
bio. You can go to Streamily,
And he made sure that everything from the
and I can sign this
that
right now
obviously
to you.
right? You know, like all of the
Hi,
like,
could you
he would
please
go through
write
it.
one of
Okay, one more.
Like he, you know,
of course.
I sat in the
Was it
mirror
like a
and
family on set?
over and over and over until they got
Joe in black. Thank you.
Meredith.
Okay, another one of this lace dress.
How about this one?
I'd love to do an interview.
You want
Let's do
evil?
it.
Good work.
Reach out to me in. I mean,
Oh, so someone's just asking, can someone explain to me how people get signatures on those photos? So,
I saw your.
there's a link in my bio. If you click on the link, it will take you to Streamily, and you can buy one of these pictures, and I will sign it right now. So it'll be like I'm talking to you. I will
love it. It's so
say your
great.
name. We will have a little moment while I'm signing this. So that's how we do it. That's what we're doing. It's just kind of a new, crazy way to
Oh, she's got
get autographs. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm sure you can tell. Okay, this is the infamous
It's really interesting
This one is too
green and black dress.
I
Loved
just
it.
right
Love a pop
appropriately
lip.
inappropriate. No problem.
Love this dress. Love these scenes. I dyed this dress. This is a dress that I
Love
dyed.
my fucking job.
So,
My first
Abundant pink. Can you see it?
oh, well,
Please
hello,
write a curse
Lisa.
word. Abundant.
Hello. said, are you going to buy
You asked for
an
it.
autographed
She always wanted.
photo of
You were
me?
like, I
Asked
need you.
for it.
And he was like,
Could live
Everyone heard
vicariously
it.
over and over and over.
And it's coming.
what are you doing?
Ginger's ecstasy, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
And we
god!
did that take and we stopped and they were like, cut.
That's amazing.
I was like, no, sorry.
Sorry, there's
I pulled him to the
Tara has
side.
Yeah,
amazing
every once in a while.
pictures that she's got. This could be yours.
Okay, I think so.
Oh my gosh.
Lisa and
All right,
Sam.
now the question is, where do I sign up?
Driving back. Guys, I hope you guys had fun.
I'm like, I just got here. I'm
I
not
hope
ready
the
to be
dating
called
race was fun.
and he did. And he just kept doing it.
There's
And
so
then it
many
was-
to choose
Hi,
from.
Melissa.
You know, it ended up being great.
What's
I ended
up?
up being
Andre.
Okay.
Hello.
Now,
I'm gonna
This is
call
the
them
first
more
time I've ever
since you
signed
asked.
Carter
and
and
Robinson.
specifically for
Hello.
this
I was so nervous.
from season 7.
those things are like there are so many.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry.
I gotta shake you up.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? And so
I-
it was kind of
guys, my phone is about to die. I'm gonna have to do something about that.
Be present in the moment, but
Um,
I did that
Remember
day.
back to dinner.
I was
My
like,
big story for actually this
like I
show
wish I could go back and listen to the
I
first
see
take.
What else do we have?
My eyes got big.
Are there
I'm not
any
even gonna tell you what I
Superman
wrote
and
on
Lois
there.
fans out there? Because I also
You're just gonna have to read it when you
play
get it. And
Superman's Mama, Superman and Lois. So if there are any Superman
thank you for
fans,
asking for that.
we've got you covered.
That was
And again, click the link in my bio and
Go home,
or
he will take you
Everything
to
good?
yeah, thank you.
Grab this for you.
Thank you.
and you too can have
All right, Lisa and Sam. You have a good
one of
day.
these cool.
So yeah, I'm so glad.
I
I'm also
think I
so glad
missigned
the
my
first part of
name
the
right
comment
now.
I don't know what you said.
because sometimes
Hi, Kristen. This one
Hi,
is
Colombia
for
everywhere. Oh, hola.
use
I've been to Colombia
sales
once.
page
I
for
loved it.
Alexander
I went
I'm gonna have to ask. Hi, Kristen. Quote.
Bogota.
I'm gonna show my this is your
Manizales.
ass. Use you as a
This is
hand. And maybe
Cartagena.
doodle some True Blood related of your choosing.
It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous country.
Oh, how? Oh.
My husband's family is all from Colombia, so I know it.
Okay, so
Hey,
hey,
I will be
Campbell.
back
I
very soon.
have a question for you.
Okay.
On this one,
I love that picture.
what's the name?
Very
Use old
I'm having
stuff.
fun.
Yours.
Dancing.
Okay.
You know.
Thank you.
intimidating.
Sorry, no,
So
but-
good.
She's hilarious.
Hang on, guys. My,
Yeah, but that's yeah.
the one with Pam. I know, guys.
I'll find the picture. Oh, that's why. Oh,
Let me
thank you,
have,
thank
can I just hold
you.
this up again? No.
Yeah.
that's-
Oh wait, hold
Where'd
on,
it
hold
go?
on. Yep, I think you're right.
People are asking about it.
I think it's. Hold on, I'm getting it. I'm getting
Is this
it here.
picture?
Here.
Tara, everything good?
Everything's good. Do you? Should I hand you these?
Yes, please. That'd be great.
Okay, this one, guys. You can't get this anywhere. This is my picture. Like, this came from my cell phone. I had.
I didn't even know.
Apparently, I
it
was just
existed.
We
told
think
that I'm like a really fast
Stephen
writer.
Moyer
so-
probably took it, but it could have been somebody in. No, I think it was him because I think he was like. I'm just gonna say it. We're just gonna say it. It was Stephen. Taken by Stephen.
That is 99% likely.
On my cell phone, and this has just been in my private like photo album. So you can have
Well,
this
yeah, I mean, they're
photo signed by Kristen and
they're
myself right now.
I know that.
Just click the link.
You know, there were 2 different flash drives.
Such fun stuff, guys. There's amazing photos here. But oh no, my phone is going to die.
Did they say they can get you one?
Let me.
I have a cord. I don't have a brick, but I have a cord in my phone in my car.
Okay,
How much do I
guys,
have?
hang on. I'm going
So like
to.
4 years later.
Get it? Maybe
Been working there.
maybe Deb.
And remember,
Okay, hold on.
And I'm going to do an interview with you. Yeah, I'll do an interview.
and Pam calls it a shitty chair.
Sounds
You
good.
can see it
I
here.
have a really big.
And she drives it in and then pitches the whole idea.
Oh my gosh, look at this. This is a crazy photo, guys. This is me.
And then
We were just talking about this one. I just came across again in my pile.
That is
This
wild.
one is
And
a really
fake
cool
blood
photo because
doesn't taste all that good. Okay,
Stephen
I have to go
well
talk to somebody
done.
because my phone is about to
Mariana
die and I don't want to leave you guys quite yet.
because
So
when Stephen
let me go.
Said it is being signed today by me and Mariana.
Sam was talking about him
I
doing
was
invitations.
I know. I was
like invitations
that's like what I said.
you know, mimic
I mean, I still got my
other actors. I I was thinking what you always did of that. That's so great at
Yes, take that
that
back.
was mine.
acting.
Okay, we're trying to find a charger so I don't expire on you. Okay, signing this just
I have gone through this file. I swear, Ireland, I'm with you, girl. I'm
Okay,
You're
still
fangirling me,
Yeah.
yes.
Next. Sis.
okay.
I love it. Are you kidding?
our burgers are just so fabulous.
That's the thing about actors. We love, we love attention.
I'm putting it in right.
Don't hold back.
It's got to be stuck to the
Exactly what?
bottom.
Excuse me?
Sorry,
Wait,
everyone.
do you have a
I know that.
do you have a different phone? I'm not sure this is working.
Oh no, because it's a newer phone.
Ah, okay. Do you have a charger on?
I don't.
Okay.
Hi guys.
Sorry.
And
Are you
I get confused.
sending us out? Is that what I heard?
No.
Oh, no.
No, we're looking for a charger.
also,
Nobody has a charger, do they?
I'm a little confused.
Okay, this picture.
Oh, I love that picture too.
Isn't that fun? This is from season 2.
Mariana's photos are the most. They all look like
I have a lot of
They
photos.
do.
I'm just going to start showing them to you.
They're
so
like
they
all
can
these
be so boring when I'm looking
beautiful.
through.
Well,
Look at this one.
because I
This was
got
created for me for today.
all of that stuff. They
In
the necklace. So this was from season 2. This is when Lorena kind of makes her reappearance
anyone who's a tattoo fan.
into the True Blood world.
And then she has this.
And then
Oh, thank you. Okay, we're getting
He's
juice.
here signing. You could get this
And I
one
had
today.
no idea, what to expect.
Hi
And
guys. Hi Victor.
also
hanging
one of
around
my
you a little bit.
favorites.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
That was
work?
pulled
Yes,
from a
thank
screenshot.
you, Campbell.
And I miss seeing you.
Okay, guys.
Heidi is on here, guys. Everybody say hi to Heidi.
Hello, girl.
So
Heidi.
I just got to see her recently.
I had some great moments
We're all
with
very
Heidi
excited,
because
obviously.
Heidi was Anna's stunt woman, her stunt double. So I think I bit her neck. I think I threw her across the room. Heidi and I had some times. Heidi is phenomenal.
Okay, so in this
And
one,
she's such a rock star.
so I'm starting to think that we need to print
She
another one for
does
you.
stunt work for
because
stars. Reese Witherspoon, Anna Paquin,
Coolest.
tons of people.
She doubled
She's
for everybody. Campbell. Reese Witherspoon. Obviously, she did all of Anna Paquin.
You know what? I'm looking for this photo.
Okay, collector's pledge, Little Lady Sherwood, what's going on? Geronimo, what's up? What's my favorite episode? So they asked that in the panel. I'm gonna say Under's Moon. No.
Thank you. Because it's not here.
My favorite episode.
Yeah, no, linger.
I have so many. I think
Yeah, I'm loving this.
You're
one.
not.
I
have no style.
said the 20s flashback just because that was so much fun and the costumes and the set were so
Suzanne.
romantic
All right,
and
Suzanne,
specific.
signing
And
this one.
I really loved it. But
For
you know
now.
what else? I really
And
loved
we're looking
my death
for
scene. Does that sound weird? I loved how
Please
vulnerable I
sign
got
on
to
the
be.
left
I loved
side. Thank you. Okay, so I'm thinking
that
from
scene.
signing
It
on the
was
left
kind of
side
like
should be silver.
symphony, like it just hit up. There were highs and lows, and I got to go to a lot of interesting places as an actor, and it was just
But
it was just really nice. It was a really nice way to end it with Steve and Anna as
and there
well.
was rigging that came up and blood just shooting out everywhere.
I mean, I feel like
so
I don't know. I loved the first scene. I loved making Steven. Like that
You're not
was
crazy at all. I'll get that.
that was really cool.
Oh, wow, thank you. They're
Okay.
amazing, these people, because the organization you would take to do this.
So
is
okay.
I mean, my mind is.
I don't know how to pronounce your name. Apologies. How did it feel to
Oh my
portray
God.
the role of Lorena?
Oh my God, I'm looking at what Tara's signing.
So much fun.
So Suzanne,
The
thank
costumes
you.
alone was like a criminal amount of fun. And but looking back, I wish that I enjoyed it more because at the time it was my first.
A Once Upon a Time.
Well, it wasn't my first job, but it was kind of the biggest thing I'd done, and
That's exciting.
was
She's
just
signing a Once Upon a Time.
I was really nervous that I wasn't gonna do it justice.
I love
That I
that
wasn't gonna do it.
I'm gonna.
You know, I don't know. The show was already a hit, and so I had a lot of
Gold.
a lot of nerves that looking back, I wish I could have just enjoyed it more. But
Okay, I'm gonna
this definitely
just show you what I'm
it was
going
amazing. It was amazing. I loved
That's
playing her.
for
I loved
you.
playing all of the different
I'm sorry about
It's so
ways
fun
in which she
just sitting here
was
with everybody.
flawed.
Okay, please sign
Stylish
my
but
bestie
flawed.
and one sir. Magic
She
always
is a really
comes
a gift
Maleficent. Merry Christmas.
of the character. Okay,
Right.
I am now signing some Superman.
Yeah, I think I might.
I think black might work over here.
Do we have any Superman and Lois fans out there?
Aaron.
I don't know, but here we go. We're gonna
My
sign.
bestie.
Can I borrow your? Oh, maybe this is better.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
My one sir. Magic always comes with a price.
All right.
Nice try. May I steal one of your gold pens?
Yes, the silver's not great. Maybe that's why it's off to the side here.
Do you need one?
No, I think that's
Go
okay.
back into this one in gold.
Magic always comes with a price.
What I am done.
Maleficent.
Hi, Jason. Hello, Jason. For those of you who are just joining, guys, we're signing photos. If you want
Love, much
an
love,
autographed
Kristen Bauer.
picture, I mean, that's kind. Do you have a freaky person in your life? That's kind of a freaky gift to give to somebody.
Oh, I just missed that sweet.
This holiday season, do you have a freak show in your family and you need to get them something? How about this picture of Lorena licking a knife?
I gotta show that to people. Anyone have a real freaky person in your life? This is what I just heard Mariana say. Get this for them for Christmas.
This is
I
a
mean,
freaky person. Hold on.
Generic
freaky
signature.
person.
You know, that
This
was
is
just
the one you
us.
need. That's
Another
the
day at
one
work.
You need, and this was another day at work. How much?
Merry
Another day at the office.
Oh, Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Well,
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Peace on earth.
Peace on
All
earth.
signed to you.
Lick the blade.
Parent often.
And happy holidays.
Summed up
That was our life. That was our
worries.
life.
what we were trying to say.
Okay, Sandy.
So yeah, it's an amazing show.
Hello, Sandy. Back
Hey.
to Blood Power.
Amazing. Do you like doing action scenes? I love
Dystopia 87. What's going on? Hello.
What's up? Good to see you.
Here it is.
Guys, for those of you who are just joining, we're signing autographs. If you want anything, if you need a last minute gift
Yeah, I'm
for
getting
anybody
better at
in your
this.
life that
Which is why escape room.
is a True Blood fan,
It says Sandy is one of the
Vampire
biggest
fan,
True Blood and Pam fans. I think
Superman
I
and
know.
Lois fan,
Thank you so much.
click the link in my bio.
Sandy, are
It will
you
take you to Streamily, and I will sign a photo right now.
We are pouring our heart into that podcast, and it will be back.
heard Mariana
Big
say it, but it's
announcement.
true.
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't
big
said this
shout
at
outs
all.
to the
Just
podcast.
so
Yeah.
if you
Deb
guys are
and
just joining
Kristen
right now
have an
and
amazing podcast dedicated
want
to
something
True Blood.
signed,
They go over every
anything
episode.
from
It's
mine can
amazing. They have
go,
amazing guests.
any-
I did it.
any
It's
of photos,
fun.
including the group shot
It's
of
really great.
everybody today. You can go to
Okay,
the
we're still
link
licking the
in
blade over here.
There's a direct link
Still
to take
hashtag
you
licking the
there.
blade.
There's also you can
Yeah.
any of the group shots are
That's
also
what we're
there. Otherwise,
doing.
you can
Yeah.
go to Streamily.
Kristen knows how much fake blood did we have to consume?
Oh
A
yeah.
lot.
She has
a
it
lot.
in her the main
I was
True
pretty
Blood.
good at I made a
Store that
character
has
choice that Pam didn't like True Blood.
Oh yeah, that was smart. That was smart.
I
She
took
never
one
had to
sip and
drink.
was like, yeah, Pam doesn't like
No.
it.
Ken is not a
Dystopia.
fan.
Hello, Dark Vampire. Sorry, I'm French. You were so far for me to have this.
All but Ireland.
Hey,
And
this
right
works
now they're printing your
I
photos.
love
everywhere.
you.
This can
Thank
be,
you.
I'm
Hi.
gonna take a sip of
You don't need to be
libation.
I'm gonna send you a.
close, but
I don't know if libation means.
bonjour.
That
We
is
love you.
not fucking booze.
We love you.
And
I love my French fans.
I'll just sign some others.
I love
right
going
now.
to France.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I'm signing.
I'm about to print this.
And he's printing the one
Okay,
for
I'm-
Ireland. So sorry,
Hey,
Ireland,
Lana.
but it's coming. And in the meantime, I'm gonna just keep going.
Oh, thank you. Some Janice fans.
Oh God, that was quick. You're amazing.
Was
Thank you, Campbell.
a joy to play as well.
Like as little kid, be like, I got an alley.
Look at this. I mean, they just went and printed it.
Got quite a few.
That's insane.
That is
I'm
insane.
telling you, the organizational. I keep saying that.
This was kind of a cool one.
This
Ooh,
is
let me
Superman
show
and
this. Let me
Lois.
show that. Any of you watch Superman?
Any or
This is Lois.
No, that's not Lois.
I was
I'm
like,
not Lois.
Are you Superman?
I'm Superman's mom.
This is Superman's mom. I'm sitting next to.
Yes.
Oh, you signed it for Lois, or no?
No, the show is called Superman and Lois.
Oh, right. There you go. Okay, the show is called Superman and Lois. My friend Mariana is on it, and she is Superman's mom, and she's signing that amazing photo right next to me. Link in my bio.
Live somewhere, so I'm gonna.
All right, everyone.
Ireland. Okay, we're back, Ireland.
Before
All right, I'm gonna reread the instructions here. I'm gonna shove my fist up your ass and use you as a hand warmer.
Aww.
Isn't that sweet?
That's a sweet one.
That was like
I'm gonna shove my fist up your ass and use you as a hand
and then when
warmer.
Sticking your
I
hand up
came to
to
set, then
grab
they
using
filled
like
it
a
all
pump.
in.
Who was the most intimidating actor to me on set?
Amazing.
Me, Ireland.
Right.
I'm gonna shove my
Maybe my
fist
She was not
up
playing.
your ass.
Okay, guys, this is Laura
She was
Lorban.
so like authentic.
There she is.
Any
Any Soups and Low
And you
fans out there? Any DC
The makeup team
fans?
is
incredible.
I don't think this exists anywhere else. So this is
Just like nervous.
you can only get this right here or right
I
now.
just, it was like one of
Hi,
those
Theo.
experiences where I just felt like such a nerd.
Hello.
Yeah.
That I got the opportunity.
We have that same
And
thing. I know
most
intimidating
intimidating
You guys want to pass? By the way, just remind them that we've got these on sale right now as well.
And so it took me a while.
Okay, guys,
to sort of
we
relax.
still have these on sale. The posters of everybody here.
She was very welcoming, like I said.
We will sign it. We will sign it right now to you.
I'm gonna post your number on the
Can't get
back.
this anywhere
Your
else.
number
This is
15.
just for this event right
right to
here.
you,
So
like a fan
Okay.
picture, and sent it to me.
There we go. Thank you so much,
It's-
Liz.
So we'll be here for a little
Feels
bit.
very
We've got
sci-fi.
Stephen
They
Meyer,
like creative
Sam
clothes and
Trammell,
stuff, but obviously
Deborah Ann Wall,
Okay.
Martina West,
And I
love
Tara
it.
Burt, Mariana
Love the
Klaveno,
name.
and we are signing
Here we
live
go. It's
my nose is
to you
Jessica one.
right now.
Poster.
The link is in my bio, in everyone's bio. And there is also this poster.
Emmy Pie. Emmy Pie.
Oh yes, those
You love
posters
one.
are
Group
amazing.
poster.
Okay, so
And it
Oh,
also
sorry.
comes
Emmy
in
Pie
a smaller
Cookie
size.
92.
And it's
Click on the
created
link
just
and
for this
I'll do it
event.
right now. Like it'll pop up.
And you can
Campbell's
sign
over here on his computer and he will bring me the photo that you want and I will sign it right now. So
link is in my bio.
let's do it. Jordana
then
24.
we're kind of back
Hello.
back to some of my
All right.
Sierra.
Hello.
Hello,
Thank you for being
Sierra.
patient.
You, Deborah, Evan, Dennis, and Nelson. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
Okay.
Oh boy, I love
You got
that.
some highs,
Out
babe.
here. I'm loving it.
No, so these
Rambunctious
shouting out to each person.
something.
Or will I?
Rambunctious
all the time if I lost my voice.
joy.
I didn't. I
What you I'm sorry. Ro, what are you doing on here?
A natural.
Ro, what are you doing?
Another
Hollywood.
Okay, let's get another.
Like I
Bring
said,
them on
like, I
over.
felt like
Red leather.
True Blood was a big
For you, Chris.
like it was just like a lot theater on 10. You know what I mean? We got to really be fantastic and like
Okay.
big and small. We got to do all the things, and that's what I really
Okay, sorry.
loved
Oh,
about it.
yes, there's a link. No, don't feel silly. Don't feel silly. Do you know how?
You're number one.
I
my
know
friend.
nothing about this stuff. I don't know any of this works. I showed up today.
I'm like,
All the pictures. Here we go.
I'm
You
like,
want all the
But yes,
pictures.
technologically, I can't even say the word.
that's right.
Thank you, guys.
Completely ignorant. So don't feel silly at all.
Yeah, having the opportunity to play Ginger was a
Okay, Maleficent. And it's
Orchestrated
right
Six.
here. This is
Hello. Is anybody else
I just
interested in
that.
the group poster with all of us signing, or
Tina, so true.
the Freaky
Ask
Freak
questions.
one?
What do you want to
All right, now
know?
for Lisa. If you could please sign in red.
Superman's
to cover
mama.
up. Could you
Yeah.
short quote, I want to do bad things.
We've got,
She said, "Thanks
let's
so much,
see,
virtual
the
hugs."
pretty
I don't have red.
pretty
but I
one
definitely
with
do that
kind of
upper
some
corner. I'm gonna
bouffant
do it in
hair, I
black.
must
I
say.
think that's the safest color. You won't be able to see it.
Okay, now I'm going to be
hair in that
signed
one.
to Matthew.
That is.
We've got
Pam is
This
her
one.
day look, her day clothing look.
my gorgeous dresses. This is a parade
The
of,
video store scene was
couture, really.
That was so fun.
I'm looking.
Again,
And
shout
everyone's
out to the
favorite,
incredible
Celine
Mariana,
Dion.
Any Maleficent
props
fans out
the
there?
and
sequin
the
bra.
set designers and
Want that
costume
one?
designers. Everything was so perfect.
Definitely.
And we came in and we were just giggling and laughing, and we had such a great time that day.
Oh,
Mostly because it
thank
was
you.
just
The torturing
amazing.
pic. Yeah,
The
I
creativity.
know. I love that scene. Does that sound really weird?
And
Kind of. Santos 31.
Virtual hugs.
Hello.
I'm looking for the one I'm looking for Matthew.
Hello.
Here.
Here it is.
Relics and rarities. Yes, thank you, Sean.
Dog
that was,
Bento
a Dungeon
1.
Dragon show that I
Hello.
created. I wrote it. I
Don't
ran
forget,
it, I
guys,
produced
while
it.
we're here,
I'm enormously proud of it.
that this
Consumable. You can find it on YouTube.
is
if you
still
just search Relics and
available.
Rarities. There are
Signed
6
today
2-hour
only.
episodes with
Well,
incredible guest stars.
I think
we had
so.
Matt Lillard.
It's going to be in our store, so if you want your name
Ooh,
on it,
there's
it's
Maleficent over here.
But it'll be in our
That's
store.
really cool.
Signature
This
for
cool picture of,
everybody.
I'm just, oh sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
your
you're
picture of
messing
Pam.
Okay, I'm
Kristen.
gonna look at some comments here
I mean,
to see if I should be doing something.
and I say this is the
I love
highest
you
compliment.
so
She
much,
looks like Dolly
Crystal.
Parton in the best way.
I'm getting all sorts of sweet.
In the best way.
How do I order one, please? Okay, so that was X Katie Annex. So you go to the link in my
Definitely
bio.
one
So
of
this is all done through
the
Streamily
most fun
today.
times I had on set
So let me
was
type
day
that
coming
in
to work.
again. To buy.
All she wanted was to be loved and understood. I agree. That's all she wanted. She just wanted somebody to love her. She wanted Bill to love her.
Oh, so I am.
Hi. Hello.
And you can get an autograph
Candace.
from Stephen Moyer.
Oh, but you'd seen it.
Well,
in
Candace
Watching
Divine.
Deborah Ann Wall.
Thank you. Appreciate
It doesn't get old.
Get out of here.
And also
Get out of here.
A lot of things are up in the air.
Backstage with Candace at the
Okay,
top.
I did not-
Oh,
Definitely
hello.
let y'all know.
now
see you
Mateo.
I haven't watched. What?
It
You
says,
haven't
"Thank
watched
you for
True
the
Blood
cameo
yet?
a
What
few
are you
weeks ago."
doing here?
I was like, "No, why
Watch
is it
True
so
Blood.
You must watch.
You must watch True Blood.
Scandalous.
Scandalous behavior. It really is. What is wrong with you?
All right, let me find the photo that's yours.
We just have to
You're
jump
green
over into
forever.
each
Oh
other's
wow!
feet and
Not
that
very
way.
many people
Yeah.
have seen that movie. That was a tiny indie that I did many years ago. So I'm glad.
Bye,
You
boo.
found it in the soup. Big fan.
Does anybody else have like actual friends popping in here and they're like,
Hugo.
hello, hello? And I'm like, what are you doing on here? Go away. Like,
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple
they're
family
like
members. to be
trolling
honest.
me.
Your husband is like, "Did you pick up milk on the
I
way
know. I'm
home?"
like, get out of here. Need more True Blood? Yes.
Somebody had to
Yes.
go.
Don't we all?
You know,
Don't
as
we
far
all?
as Tara and her journey at the end, I think
Don't we all?
sometimes
You
you have
need
to
some
have a big
water pretty soon.
so that like keep people watching.
I need sustenance.
I know,
very
me too.
desperately. My brain is screaming for it. Thank you, Mateo. Thank you for the support.
Oh
my goodness.
And I'm cool with it.
Yeah, you and Tara both.
Okay,
Yeah, my.
so
Definitely cool with it.
yeah, I need to stop
I have
yakking.
to.
It was sad, you know, but
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, I think there was another one. So Kelly, the one that we from
Boy, these go
Ireland.
fast. I'm not really good. I'm not
I was
fast
cool
with
with it.
it.
I'm going to show you what I'm looking through so that you are
Come to Mexico.
more.
I've been to Mexico.
It's
Loved
funny
it. My
because
brother
I
got
was cool
married
with
in
it, right?
Atlanta.
I
What else
watched
do
like
we
the final episode
have?
Wait,
when
okay.
it came together.
Done.
And
I think we're
The
going
rest
to
of
have to
her.
print another one. So we'll
Thank
come
you
back
so
to
much.
it.
My
But
gaming
it did. No, he printed
Wish me
one.
luck, please.
Oh, Emmy Pie. I think we're going to be able
Good
to
roll vibes. You
purchase
got it.
late. I
Anything
think
can do
does the store stay open
Yeah,
beyond
on
today?
the porch was looky. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It
Somebody's
does.
asking if.
So the store stays open beyond today. Our
You want me
Streamily
live
store.
every evening?
However, it won't be signed live.
Because I never come. I never
Got it, okay.
Right.
Yes,
So-
that is correct.
Maybe I should be live more.
So-
Maybe I should be live more.
Where did you go?
Always.
Marishka, blah blah vampire.
Tell Deb I say hello. Have a great holiday. Hi,
You
Deb.
know, most of my signature sounds
Austin.
looks
Emmy Pie.
whack, but
So I don't know if you heard that from Kristen, but so the store will stay open,
I found it.
I do. I
so
wish
you will be
best
able to
of luck with
purchase
all of
after today, but it just won't be signed
Marishka,
live.
blah blah vampire.
But you can still
Okay, now
get
we have
whichever one
up,
you want. I would love
this one. I think again I'm
that
gonna make
too.
sure I write this on the
Let's see.
All right, gang.
Oh wow, you're
I
empty.
think
Hang on.
I might.
Sorry.
Will there be another of these in a couple days?
a
No,
little,
sadly no. But you can still get it
signature on this one.
down the road.
I know another Dragon Con, right, Goldie?
Thank you
But
everybody
okay,
for joining
but
today.
what is going on there? So we are. Someone's asking
I'm gonna
me.
leave it up just in case I'm
Oh, thank you,
I'm gonna wave at you guys.
Beto. Thank you so much.
If you have
She was misunderstood.
now
Marina was very much misunderstood. What's going on is that we're doing our live autograph signing. It has to be
All right.
blood.
I have
Everybody's.
to get a charger.
A lot of people are here.
Okay.
There's Deborah and Will.
So now,
Marishka's. Kristen's over. I can't turn my phone on, but Kristen's over here.
yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
This is like a one of a kind.
Okay, now
This doesn't exist anywhere else.
I'm gonna go through them again.
Poster that we will all sign. If you get this here, there's a link in my bio. If you click on, there's all kinds of fun photos that you can buy. Different shots from blood. So some from Superman.
It's funny because like
I
sometimes
think there's some Doom Control. I think there's Doom Control out there. So that's what we're
I
doing,
have
guys.
a lot of photos, and these are printed so nice.
Any more funny stories to share while you were filming True Blood? Oh my God, so many. Okay, well, one of the funny ones. I don't know if you were listening to the
Alicia.
Q&A earlier, but in the scene with the
Thank you so much for being with me, and I'm
neck
so
break
glad
scene,
that
we'll
you
call
invited
it,
back for, as well as
they, the art department, the special effects department rather, created like a
By the
life
way, I also want
dummy
to just
of
take a
me.
moment to say
I'd
that
like be
everyone
in this like
here
kind
is
of
on Instagram.
kind of past thing, and then they made
and
a double of me, and she looked
and
exactly like me.
so
And
everyone, Sam Trammell,
she
Stephen
was my
Moran,
body, so she was
Deborah
even
Moran,
like,
Tina
you know,
Wesley,
my
Laura
torso.
Buck, Mariana Klaveno are
And she would just be
all on
lying there on set
Hello,
naked, and
everyone.
so
Waving back
everybody
at
was
you.
just kind of like
Hello,
walking
vegan
by,
beauty.
staring at
Yeah.
her. And it was so
You're so
wild
sweet.
and
That's
surreal,
so
and kind
nice
of
to reference
creepy
that.
and comfortable to see yourself lying there naked. And so I finally asked for a bra. I was like,
So
cover her
I
up
think
because
that I have.
that's me. And so they finally did throw like some really trashy cheetah bra on her, like an animal print bra on her. But that was a funny. That was a funny. You know, you don't have many experiences like that on other shows. You don't often have your own half-naked dummy on set hanging out with you.
So let me check.
Isla and Nova, I did it on my last number.
Hey, Dev. Or Campbell.
Playing with each other.
So I got to
They love
this
each other.
point. Does that mean I did all the ones I need to
Did
do?
great. Nova's the
What
sweetest thing. She likes
Hi
sweets
guys,
with
there's
me.
still
Am I
people
good?
joining.
I think you're good.
Okay.
Deborah's
And
finishing
Isla
up
like
her
loves
VIPs,
it.
but
And
you
Isla
finished
just licks
everything else.
her.
Okay.
Let me grab a few pre-signed for you.
Okay.
You can start chugging away at a few.
You're welcome.
Okay,
That
good.
So
story.
then we can get your
There's
stuff.
so many great stories on
Okay.
this show because we
So,
truly did.
so guys and gals,
Have a blast.
vegans are the best. I
really love each other. We really
hearts. I have got
cared about each other. We really
Oh,
kind of
No, we're good.
together.
Mine are starting to.
It was special because the show was really popular. That's always
these are ones where I
nice
don't
to be
shout
on a
out
show
to
that's doing
anybody,
well, but
apparently.
it was really hard
So,
shooting these
just
scenes.
so you
You've heard
know,
some of the stories.
I'm
like,
going to take a
super
little food break. I brought
days
vegan
and like
cupcakes
super
for everyone, and one of those has my
taxing
freaking
physically. A lot of
name
us
on
had to
it.
be, you know, in
And
like prosthetics and covered
I'm
in
gonna
blood.
get a
Sometimes
little,
things were really painful.
Protein bar.
Or you were freezing a lot of the
And,
time. But the
what time
camaraderie
is
that
it?
we
2
had.
o'clock. Wow.
Everybody was so
And
funny and
so
cool,
guys and gals,
everybody cared
puppies
so
and
much. It
kittens
just
out there.
made it a really
you can
unique,
still
singular
get
experience.
us to sign these today.
Alright,
We'll
I love
be
these guys.
here.
I really do.
And also, our store is going to stay open.
Boy.
Did you already do that? Okay.
And,
Oh, I can do it and then she'll do it?
and
Yeah.
I
they
thought
can
you
be
were put
mailed
together.
to
That's why I
you.
asked.
So I'll
No, no,
post
you're
a bit
good.
about that
Sign
in
it.
the
It's
cards.
just
Having
signature,
good?
right?
Which
And-
my friend
all right,
Jen
so now
Can
we're
I grab you some
deciding
food?
what
Do you,
that
I would like to grab some.
Yeah, let's get some.
Okay.
Just signature.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna
to
go
watch, but I
grab
just
some.
want to give a
food.
shout
We're
out
gonna start
to
winding down, so.
Okay.
You want to start coming in live now, or do you want to keep
shout out
going?
happy
It's up to you.
holidays to
I
I
did like Franklin was awesome. James was that talk
I'm gonna
about
take a
William.
quick break
yeah, so I
to
love
so
food,
Stephen
guys.
Moyer signing
Right.
now. I can see he's in New York. He's on that
She's so
screen over
talented.
there.
She's got on to be writing.
And I've got
She's gone
Deborah
on to, like,
here and
shows
Tina
and-
here,
I'm glad I
So
did
who
proud of
are
her.
signing away.
I just love that this is represented. So for Guy, write a vampire quote.
Some of these questions I'm not
I wish you all the
answering.
best. Come to a
What's
con in
that?
Belgium one day. I will keep Let's see.
I miss these people
Vampire
so
quote.
much. I'm so happy to be here.
That's crazy.
And
For Guy.
you can still get their autographs. You know, the link is in my
Is it?
bio.
That's the double one for us, Kristen.
Ooh, yeah. Look at my girl.
Bangs.
That's my baby.
Come.
Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna start wrapping up on
Well, I'm about to wrap it up.
Mariana's here, so I'm gonna go ahead
So
and end
we're all
this.
gonna
If
start
you want to say
wrapping
bye.
up. And I just want to thank
Bye,
you
everybody. Thank you so much for
showing
joining.
up.
I had a blast. It was nice to see everybody.
I might need
Mariana
the charger
and-
back.
I will grab it for you. Sorry.